No turning back.
Yeah, but
We're rolling.
Going.
This is live.
Are we recording, Doc?
Oh, it's live?
Every time.
I don't know. I think
we're recording.
Yeah, I don't know if we are. That's because he don't ever tell us. Hey, he just hits it and goes.
Are we recording?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
At this point,
You're hanging with the Whiskey Bros around the table.
We've done this so long, I don't know if I'm recording or not.
I know, it's been so long. Finally back at it.
you see Chance
Yeah.
just smiling because he thought she was taking his
I
picture.
didn't know if she was doing a video
selfie.
or a picture or what. I'm just like, I'm going to smile at the camera.
I have to
like,
get
"Hey,
pictures
girl,
for the
I am your
Facebook
trained
page.
circus monkey.
Oh man, what? So why has it been so long?
I
Like
wanna-
a good reason? I don't.
Freaking Fire
think there
Bro
was a good
left
reason.
and took the dang key with him. That's
Oh,
why.
that's what it was.
And nobody knows how to run this shit without me. So.
Yeah, you showed me and Doc.
One time, and
Hey,
y'all
dude.
didn't video it.
Man, we
I
would
guarantee
wing
you,
the
if
shit
y'all
out
would
of it, I
have
promise.
if y'all would have tried this show without me, it would have been phone call after phone call.
And
after phone
it's
call.
complicated.
Yeah, we would have done it.
Listen, I'm not too good at many things in life. I think I said that right.
I think so.
We need and value you, Fire Bro.
Anyways, welcome back to Whiskey Bros Around the Table.
Yeah.
I think we still know how to do this. It's been a long time.
Maybe.
3 weeks. 3 weeks since the last one. We got to 20 and we're like,
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I meditate on the quality of our podcast on a nightly basis. So,
Define meditate.
yeah, no, like I
I don't know.
Put you on
Do
the
we
spot. I
want
don't know
him
if
to
that can
tell
be
us
on the
what
air.
Okay,
meditation
very
is?
good point. but you can practice something in your head over a long period of time without actually practicing it if you actually think about it.
So you have been
Man, that sounds like voodoo.
you have been telepathically practicing a podcast.
I think I
Yeah.
saw that on Pokemon one time.
Yeah,
Something about like
yeah.
So I don't know. You probably just heard that voice, but let's go ahead and introduce these peeps here. So feel free to
introduce
go
them.
ahead and tell us your name, your blood type, your bank account, all that jazz.
Social
right,
security number.
My name's
No, we're here with
Yeah.
the Lucier Group.
Yes.
How do you say it?
Lucier?
Lucier.
Yes.
How do you say it?
Group.
Lucier.
Yep.
All right. And July.
I mean, it sounds like a swanky outfit.
Yeah, it does.
Oh,
we're
that
pretty
way.
high-end.
Speaking of swanky, Doc, you forgot your free gift that
Yeah,
they
you
brought
have a-
us.
You have a very
Check this
sexy
out.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, do you want green or gray?
Well, let him look at both of them.
Oh man.
There you go.
Visual.
Thanks for bringing the merch.
Wow. Absolutely.
Yeah, dude.
Absolutely.
Some sweet
Those
hats.
are very nice hats.
Yeah, they are.
But while Doc's looking,
Yeah,
we'll
go
start
ahead.
with you and introduce yourself.
Remember
after I
that
interrupted
thing we
you.
talked about squirrel a while ago?
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
already
I like
started.
green for you.
It's already
Alright.
started.
Okay, green it is.
So I'm Jared Lucier.
Hey,
I'm
awesome.
a real estate agent with Parker Properties, and I'm the creator of the Lucier Group. And then I've got my agents with me here as well that are on my team.
And they're all in black suits. It's weird.
I know, wearing sunglasses, and they all have AR-15s.
They get to
on
take,
their
they take their
shoulder.
ankle bracelets
No,
off
they
on
don't.
Sunday,
They
so
lost
they're
them in
good.
the lake.
Ankle bracelets.
Hey, I'm Kristen. I'm a part of the Lucier Group.
All right. Were you his number one?
Yes.
Okay.
I was his assistant for a while
Okay.
I worked on getting my license, and then, I got promoted.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
So how long have you been in the group?
When did you create the group?
Um,
I've had my license for about a year, so
I
about
created
that
the
long.
group at the beginning of this year, but she started working with me in February of last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've been squirreling again. You've been a realtor for how long now?
Since the end of 2017.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
All right, now if you will just kind of turn that one. Yeah, there you go. It'll rotate over there.
Okay, is it my turn?
Yes.
Okay.
Just talk normal. We can hear you perfect right there.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. I'm Rayleigh Tucker. I just recently got my real estate license, like maybe a month ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
you're
wow.
brand new.
So
Brand
rookie.
new,
Rookie.
Brand new. So I was
Nice.
definitely last on the Lucier Group, but
Okay. All right.
yeah, I'm excited.
All right.
Last on the team, but number one in our hearts.
Booyah.
Thanks.
One
Thanks,
cool
Jared.
thing about Rayleigh, though, is different from Kristen and I, is that she
Hey, who are we
actually-
talking to before you
who
just
are
start
you?
randomly talking over
sorry,
there, ma'am?
sorry. I'm Diane.
Oh, okay. Who are you?
We know you.
Who are you?
D, as Heath calls
Yes.
me. And I have been on the Lucier Group for about a year now, but I've been a real estate agent for a little over a year. I was with another brokerage and then moved over.
I don't know who they were, but they probably.
Who did you start with?
Boo.
Fathom.
Oh,
know who that
everybody. I
is.
feel like everybody starts with Fathom, and then they Fathom on out.
Yeah, they're
Wow.
they have
That is
different
not
structures.
trademarked, by the
Yeah,
way.
he's not even a dad yet.
Soon to be. I'm working on
He's
it.
throwing them out there.
No time at all.
Yeah.
No.
All right, now that we know who you are.
Oh, Rayleigh, compared to Kristen and I, she grew up in the area. So
Oh.
that's
She's
really
a Wise
cool.
County Decatur
Yeah.
product.
She really is.
Okay, all right. I didn't even ask you.
It's a generational Decaturite.
Nice.
Okay.
I know where this one's from, but where since now that where we're talking about birth states, where please
grew
don't
up-
say the C word.
I grew up in San Antonio.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll take that. We just can't handle two Californians in here at once.
No.
No.
I am a Texan.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
It's
San
okay.
Antonio, my husband and I moved up about right before COVID. We got married. 2 weeks later, we packed our bags and headed up to Decatur, Texas.
Okay.
Okay.
And then the
sweet.
world was shut down.
That's not a
Yeah.
culture shock.
Oh,
or
yeah.
anything like
Yeah.
that.
No, not at all.
Like it didn't take that long to start the. I was going to say practice, but start the agency, and then COVID happened,
Yeah.
and so it got hard quick.
Yeah.
Well, like the weird thing about real estate during COVID was, they implemented all these rules. Like we would have some showings where they're like, "Hey, feel free to go at it as you normally would," and then we'd see showings where they want us to wear like hazmat suits and
man.
gloves and shoe
Yeah.
booties and don't come in our house.
And who's making that call? It's the clientele.
It's either clients.
We
or
gotta
agents,
get
yeah.
we gotta get that a little closer to his mouth.
Oh, you're good.
There you go.
But yeah, so we were going through that during COVID, but during that time frame, everybody was looking to get away from everything. So they were moving out this way, like your Dallas Fort Worth people were coming out here.
So that's when the demand really picked up.
Yeah, it just took off. Everybody wanted more space. They wanted more room. They wanted a shop. They wanted some extra office space, whatever the case may be. And so everybody was buying. And it was the weirdest thing.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe good
it was
for.
good.
Is that good for Decatur?
I mean, it is. I mean, if you want, Decatur is going to grow. And
That is inevitable.
Yeah, there's no stopping the growth that's coming this way. I mean, it's going to happen.
Uh-huh.
You can look at places like Argyle. They try to slow some of that down too. It's still growing. I mean, that's just where it's too close to DFW for it to not happen. But it can be controlled, and you can make sure there's quality growth and not just unsustainable quick growth everywhere.
Yeah, I
Right.
think the county here has gotten pretty good about regulating that. They had to. I know it's because of shitty contractors coming in, screwing things up, costing millions to the county and to landowners. But the county's really taken the initiative, and it's not easy to get things established here.
How is our P&Z process? I'm just curious.
I don't know if county-wise in Decatur.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about the county one. I know the Decatur's are pretty crazy.
Do we have one?
Oh God, yeah.
For the county, I don't think to that extent. Decatur, the
think it's
city
all-
limits, city proper does. I mean,
I gotcha.
Yeah, I don't know. They don't have any kind of P&Z for
I think
county
county's
stuff.
all kind of commissioner-based.
Yeah, I think so.
Right.
No, but the good thing about county-wise, when you talk about like quality growth, when you have these builders that are developing like 2-acre tracts, whatever they're doing, they're implementing deed restrictions. Now, a lot of people hate deed restrictions because
Sure.
they look at it kind of like an HOA. It's not that, but it's also protecting the value of the houses around
I mean, you're
you.
like,
I feel
if
like
I wanted
with
to stick a trailer, 5 feet from my fence line, I should,
I feel like with the right lawyer and a lot of money, you can can you get around deed restrictions at some point? I feel like there are developers that are like, okay, yeah,
Who's
we'll
got a
buy
lot
your
of money?
20-acre lot, and then
So that's a tough one because they get recorded.
Yeah.
They get drawn up by an attorney and they get recorded, and they go with that subdivision when the subdivision's done. So they're technically
locked
part of
in
it.
stone.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where somebody wants to come put a brand new double wide in and they can't. You
Right.
can't find that kind of land anymore. And I
Sure.
feel for those people because that's what they're looking for,
Right.
and you can't find it until you drive like to Olney or something.
Way out
and-
there.
But they're necessary.
Yeah.
Deed restrictions.
Yeah, I mean they're helpful. We
Yeah.
have them
If-
on our subdivision, and
Yeah.
all the houses conform and they look good.
where are you living now? Because you used to be in my subdivision.
Yeah, so we're up on Old Decatur Road,
Okay.
right there by the airport.
Okay.
If you go up, there's a black house sitting up on the hill.
Yeah.
That's us.
Okay. That used to be all old family, Geddes family land.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, that place out there is just getting crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I went.
what's-
I went. Oh,
go
sorry.
ahead.
I went out there the other day, and so if you're going out on that road, and I think it's called like Old Decatur
The
Acres. or-
Decatur Estates out there off
Dude,
the left.
Those are pretty freaking. That's a pretty nice little lot, and everybody's got bees out there.
Yeah. That's,
like,
that's one
that's
of the
cool.
best.
Yeah,
one of the
I
best
know,
ag
right?
exemptions
I was
if you
like,
have
that's
6
awesome.
acres. Yeah.
So a little history on that. You probably know as well as I do, but there was this weird old lady from Kansas. She moved down here and bought the house there on the corner when the road dog legs around, and started buying up everybody's acreage around her and didn't do anything with it. If there were cattle on it, she left them alone. They ended up inbreeding, and it was just a bizarre thing. And then she ended up she bought my mom's acreage out there. Then she bought people's residences that were all through there and didn't occupy those houses. They were all empty, all
she just
vacant.
bought 'em
Like
all
$1 million houses just
Yep.
vacant as hell, like a ghost city.
gosh.
And she ended up buying Hollis Jones's place.
Yeah, I was thinking it was the big white house on the hill on 2175.
Yep, bought his place. And then here come to the future, she dies, has no heirs. So now it's all split up, subdivided. I'm guessing the bank ended up with it and sold it off as
That I don't know. I just know that we were, I guess, fortunate enough to kind of.
you get in at the right time.
I mean, it sounds like a lonely old woman.
It is, and
Yeah.
she didn't want any neighbors. She didn't want anything to do with anybody. So she literally bought them out, and that
It's
was
sad.
it. She
I
had
shouldn't
her,
be laughing.
I know.
she
When
had her-
you think about that property that Hollis had up there, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it's
yeah,
massive.
that was nothing to shake a stick at.
No, that's huge.
yeah.
That was I was really surprised when I heard she bought Hollis Place, but that was 10 years ago, and now she's gone, and
Well,
now there's houses everywhere.
His not to get on that, but like his old place by the golf course got renovated, or is getting renovated, and someone's living there now too, and it sat vacant for
he's
years
like
and years.
he's
and
like
years.
that dude's awesome.
Yeah.
He's like a special forces general of. Like, I'm
Do
not
you-
100%.
Do y'all
but he's
remember
cool.
at the golf course, that house there? Do you remember going through at Christmas time?
Oh, yeah.
And there was always lights you could drive
Yeah,
through.
yeah. Do you remember that?
No. Was
that
No,
Hollis,
Yeah, so,
or-
It
no, it was
Hollis
Hollis and
that
them.
did
Yeah,
it.
He did that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when I was
Okay.
young, but I'm old, so I don't know. So you said 2017 is when you.
Yeah.
So I've known you now for. It was before my first kid was born, so it has to be 12.
Y'all have a long history.
13 years ago at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah. Back.
When I don't remember what year it was when we first met at the old ATD.
Man, it's probably 2006 or 2007 because
Yeah.
we were working at Attention to Details,
Yep.
and I started at AT&T and Radio Shack in 2007.
Wow, Radio Shack's a name you don't hear at all
Oh, man.
anymore.
Yeah,
I miss
I
that
know,
store
we're not
so
better
much.
for it.
I really enjoyed that store. I mean, that's kind of helped me with my real estate stuff because I met so many people.
But it still wasn't on the square by then, was it?
No, it
was-
had just
is that-
moved to the Prada
Okay.
shops not too
Okay.
long before
Yeah.
that.
Uh-huh. I remember that. Was Radio Shack? I know Tally.
Yep.
Yeah.
owned it.
He did. Joe Neal buy that out from them at some point?
Yep.
Okay, all right.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
That store was so cool, though, man. If you needed anything electronic, you walk in there, they had it.
Well, man, the way
Literally
retro things are
everything.
starting to reappear, I wouldn't be
awesome.
surprised to see Radio Shacks popping back up.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
The brand is still out there. Somebody bought the brand,
Uh-huh.
and it's online. I mean, you could still go to RadioShack.com and there's stuff on it.
Really?
I wouldn't
I don't
be
know
shocked.
what's on it.
Oh,
but
man, I'm gonna have to go look
Yeah,
around.
check out RadioShack.com. Hopefully,
Yeah.
it takes you to a reputable website.
right.
Not some spam.
What was the old website back in the day? It was like whitehouse.com. You would think you were going
yeah.
to like Washington, the actual White House. No, it wasn't the White
No.
House. It was
Yeah.
yeah.
Anything but that.
Like it should have been whitehouse.gov.
Yeah,
But
Gov
if you
is
went
the,
whitehouse.com, it took you
Yeah.
someplace.
you'd learn a thing or two if you
Yeah.
hadn't been to one
Yeah,
of those
that ain't
sites.
no joke.
Probably use Netscape
Oh, God.
communicator to get
Oh,
on
yeah,
that too.
yeah,
didn't you?
Oh man, God, what was it? Of course, Yahoo was a browser back then too.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wonder how many like junior high school students, doing their school project happened upon that, completely by accident.
Oh, I'm sure plenty.
Yeah,
and if it
plenty.
wasn't by accident, it was by word of mouth because everybody ended up knowing about it.
Yeah.
Now that we just revealed how freaking ancient we
Yeah,
are,
ain't no joke.
back in dial-up days, 56K modems.
So you said you started your group about
Technically, I started at the beginning of this year,
Okay.
2022. I brought Kristen on board with me in February 2021 because she was wanting to get into real estate. We went to church together, and she was wanting to get into real estate. So she was working full-time at Wise County Title, and she couldn't really focus her attention on getting her license. So I went ahead and brought her on board as an assistant to help me with the sole purpose of her getting her real estate license.
now this is a good question. Did you honestly did you bring her on just to bring you coffee?
No, because she goes to Starbucks all the time, and I don't drink that. So,
We have a
and,
Starbucks?
Yeah, well, I didn't even know that.
and what it's really turned into is like her and my wife are really good friends.
Oh,
So it's literally
yeah.
just like a secondary like buffer for my wife, so I don't do anything stupid or say
Yeah.
anything stupid. And as soon as I do, like, she's on the phone with Courtney.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you get a lot of text messages? Hey, can you tell Jared don't forget the milk or don't forget something?
Yeah. I'm like, hey, can you call her and tell her to do this? And she's like, I'm not telling her that. You can call her. I'm like, okay.
So your group started in 2022?
Technically, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's legally on paperwork, I guess.
For the actual Lucier Group name and everything.
And then go into detail on these groups, because technically you work for Parker Properties, correct?
So
go into detail of like what is a group within.
Okay. So with real estate, you have a broker. We're brokered with Parker Properties. So Randy Parker is our broker. He holds that main flag. Underneath that, you can start a group or a team, depending how many people you have.
Same thing, just different verbiage, team and group?
Yeah. Okay. So I think it's like if it's a team, you have like, I forgot the number of people, but there's some small teams and big teams.
Oh, okay.
We created the group, so we're still Parker Properties, and then it just has my name as the main branding, and I'll pay for like signs, I'll pay for business cards, advertising, training, that kind of stuff that Parker Properties doesn't cover. And I'll do training outside of office, that what we offer with them to help them move forward. And then any leads that I have come in, like if I'm listing a house and a buyer comes in and they don't have an agent and they want one, I'll normally hand them off to one of them versus me being in the middle of that.
And he's like a mentor as well. And it's really nice to know Jared. I'm sure y'all would agree, because everybody knows Jared.
Yeah.
Kind of helps.
Yeah. So if we have any questions, he helps us with our contracts and all of that stuff. So it's kind of
what kind of
benefits all of us.
Nice.
So, like, what feels like a heavy volume for a realtor? How many houses or properties a year? Or does it depend on the property? I mean, if
it really depends on what you're doing. I mean, if you're focusing a lot of time and energy on like strictly farm and ranch, where you're doing like big ranches, I mean, those, they may take
Much
longer
more
to sell.
in-depth
They may
process.
take longer to sell because they're more dollars. Or if you're looking at multi-million-dollar properties as an agent handling those, have to get specific buyers for them. As far as like residential,
I see.
I would say I'm doing probably about 35 to 40 a year is what I'm trying to average.
It feels like a lot.
Yeah,
Like,
that does
I
feel
know
like
what
a lot.
my
And there's 52 weeks in a year, so you're damn near selling something once every week.
Yeah, trying to get to that point.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I know what I put my previous realtors through. You know, and it's like, like me times 40 feels like a lot.
Yeah.
Well,
They definitely earn their commission with you.
Right.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like when it comes to, I mean, commission, obviously all that stuff's negotiable.
Sure.
And depending on how you look at it, like as a seller, I mean, I've been in those shoes. I've sold properties before I had my license, and you want to make as much as you can as a seller.
Yeah.
But when you start saying, hey, will you do it for X percent? Well,
Yeah, 3% of like a $4 million property is a lot of moolah.
Yeah, and like that's one thing.
But you
it's
got a
like,
buyer in place.
Yeah,
like
$350,000 house.
Yeah.
And you say, hey, will you do it for, 4%? Well, normally, like my instance, I'm gonna try my hardest to get, because that's split between the buyer's agent and the listing agent.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to make sure the buying agent will get 3%. So that brings me down to 1.
Okay, so let me stop you there. That's something I was curious about. Yes, it's negotiable, but it's not negotiable if you are the buyer's agent, correct? Are you guaranteed 3%? Or
No.
is really okay?
No.
Okay.
It is. So when we build our listing, when we talk to the seller and do a listing agreement, we'll have how the commission is divvied up in there.
Oh, okay.
And
So
then
you could
it's
be
negotiated like anything else.
You could be Team Lucier over here selling this house, and another realtor, as a buyer's agent, has a client over here in DFW or Dallas or whatever, and
That's part of DFW.
yeah,
Dallas.
I got so much going on up here. All right,
DFW and Dallas.
Yeah, both of them. Both of them.
Dallas.
They're like twins.
We're using Dallas because Dallas sucks.
Did
And
you
this
snort
person-
it
this
again?
I know. I got it.
This person is telling their buyer's agent, "Oh, I want to look at this house," and I guess the buyer's agent thumbs through the details of the contract and is like, "Oh, they're only going to pay me 1%. No, you don't want to see that house."
Yeah, you can't do that.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's just not ethical.
no, it's not.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that starts after the whole process of buying and selling.
Yeah, like
is-
when you, like as a buyer's agent, if you go pull up the listing on MLS, it'll have the details
Okay.
for you
Interesting.
to look at. Now,
Okay.
again, like that being said, we'll try to get the buyer's agent to 3. just because
of an ethics.
Yeah,
thing.
we've all been there. So if we go 1% and they're at 3%, then the seller's paying out 4%.
Right.
But then you got to think as a seller, okay, I'm only paying 4%, but you're going to pay me 1% to negotiate in your best interest against someone you're going to pay 3% to.
Traditionally, the buyer or the seller's agent is doing 90% of the work too.
On that side, because sellers, I mean, as far as the negotiation aspect, they have their number in mind, they have their stuff in mind that they want from the property when they go to sell it.
Right.
Then it's just a matter of making everything come together and finding the best way to make that happen.
Does it matter if it's a buyer or seller's market?
It does. I mean, because like during COVID,
very much a seller's market.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So at that point, I mean, you would see things that were, buyers paying for their own closing costs. You'd have buyers paying for surveys. You'd have like buyers like, we're going to offer $50,000 over asking because we want this house.
We looked at a house with her. I mean, a dingy house on Main Street needed work. I mean, 50% of the house needed renovating. I mean, almost to the point of tearing down walls. And this house was the same price that we bought our house in South Martin Branch for 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And this is a 50, 60-year-old house.
Yep.
And I think, no, it wasn't that one. It was another one that we put in a full price offer on.
Yep.
And you're like, nope, you lost it. Somebody came in and put over
20
asking.
20 over.
Full price
And it was
offers.
Jared's
Who does
listing.
that?
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh, that
gosh.
was yours. Yeah, that's right. So y'all still, you still win.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
for you. But we were like,
Still, it's
damn,
crazy.
we thought we had a good offer.
Yeah, but like when you're in a seller's market like that, it's like if you go fishing,
Yeah.
but you're fishing in a bathtub. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's
you
crazy.
just drop the hook in, but like before COVID, it was a buyer's market more so, and we're kind of getting back to what that was.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's slowing down a little bit, right?
yeah, and it's normal because school's
Right.
back in session and people aren't actively trying to move.
There's interest rate hikes.
And the interest rate. But yeah, I've noticed on Zillow every day it's like price drop, price drop, price drop, price drop. Just ding, ding, ding.
Yeah,
Yep.
But speaking of the price stuff, is like because, and then I don't know that it's now, but when it was crazy, like you could go to DFW in Dallas. Now that we've
Yes,
determined this.
Dallas is from DFW. We've established that. In case you didn't know.
You could find the same
Not Fort Worth?
the
not
D in
Fort Worth.
DFW and
DFW in Dallas.
Oh,
only.
okay.
But you could find the exact same house, or even a little bit bigger, and they're out. It's something like it's like there was a bubble around Decatur / a little bit of Wise County that
Probably.
you were paying for stuff that you could go to DFW and Dallas and get the same or more for. I don't want to say less, but
the amount it was overvalued.
yeah. Why is that?
Well,
Why do you think that
say
is?
Yes and no.
Is that
'cause
just location or?
it's partially location, but I had buyers that were looking in like Keller, those kind of areas, and we could submit full price offers and not get anything accepted. I mean, offering to pay for everything. So it was just as bad out there as it was here.
Oh, okay.
Decatur was actually, I want to say, fairly mild compared to what
Really?
some of the places
wow.
we're seeing in Denton and the rest of the
I bet on the next time it flips back to sellers, it's going to be Decatur that's the chaos.
I could see that.
Because it's crept up to this way, and it's everything that's coming into Rome and Newark and all that.
Yeah.
It's still those subdivisions on 10th acre lots.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas you get further out, you can get a little more land, you can get a little more acreage. Yeah, you have a little more available to you if you want to get rural, if you want to get away from DFW but still have it in your backyard.
Yeah, and like that's my thing is, we're on 2 acres. We're right outside of city limits. And I wanted to go to Greenwood and get as much land as we could, and Courtney said no, so we ended up not doing that.
Greenwood's becoming a hot area now. I think it's been discovered.
Yeah.
It's been discovered.
I just
Mainly
wanted,
just because our video.
our video put it on the map.
Corridor is hot.
I wanted enough land to where, and I've got it now. Like I have 2 acres. I don't have to do a whole lot other than mow it.
You can still piss off your back porch.
Yeah, kind of. And then I can also sit on my
do that in
front
the
porch
city anyway.
and yell at everybody, get off my lawn and don't turn around in my driveway. And that concrete cost me way too much, so get off of it. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, as a realtor, do you notice, is there more, because I know you said you live right on the outskirts.
Yeah.
So do you notice more or less people coming that are right on the outskirts or in the city? Here lately, I guess.
I mean, I've
Past
seen.
year, let's say.
I would say I see a lot of people like. You kind of see a shift. Like DFW comes to Decatur. Decatur's like, okay, let's go ahead and get further out. So they'll go Greenwood, and then or like up towards Alvord, and then Alvord's like, oh, let's go to Sunset. And then those people, it just keeps migrating and moving. Yeah, it's like migrating and moving.
People who want space have to go north.
Yeah.
And I view the relationship of Grapevine and Southlake, what it was 20 years ago, as what's happening now between Decatur and Paradise. Decatur is like the residential growth hotbed, and you're going to start seeing McMansions popping up there. And then Decatur is like the downtown destination that Grapevine is. The industry is there too.
I just want a Chick-fil-A, bro. That's all I need.
Same.
No,
You're saying we're going to be Southlake in 20 years?
we are.
If we can not be Southlake, because I drove out there the other day to go to the Apple store, and y'all, I don't really get mad when I drive, but those people
I
out
know,
there,
it's no joke.
Like, and Decatur's just as bad now. I mean,
Yeah.
I never.
At 3 o'clock, this town is terrible.
It's
Yeah,
a
I can't
state
turn
road.
my
It's
car
terrible all the
towards
time.
Southlake and not have a complex because how dirty it is.
Yeah.
I can't drive into Southlake without getting a car wash first because I feel super judged.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just park on
You're
the side of
from there.
114 and
Yeah.
turn my
This person
flashers
from-
on.
I
Yeah,
know.
the only thing that I hope is the whole land change to where the city can't just land grab anymore. It's got to all be voted in. And
Yeah. Well, I didn't know this, but that was statewide. That was
Yeah,
a
yeah,
state
that's a
vote.
whole
That
state
was a
of
county
Texas.
thing. No,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
a state vote.
Yeah, it was a big
pretty
time.
That's kind of a big
Which
deal.
I'm for it and I'm not. But that's the only thing that I'm hoping that it will save us in the long run of not turning it into a South Lake.
Right, because now, like, if you want something annexed in, you have to go, to the city, tell them you want it annexed in.
Yeah.
And then hope
have a
that you
plan.
are already against property or city boundaries.
Yes.
If you're not, everybody between you and your property
Yes,
has to
has to vote.
voluntarily
Have to-
annex,
Yep.
and they're going to go, no, we don't want to pay city taxes.
Yeah.
Well,
And
that was one of the things, like, when I was in South Martin Branch, luckily I was in there at a period of time where, the house values weren't, like, through the roof.
yeah,
But I remember when we first moved in there and we built our house and I got my first tax bill. I was like, what the hell is this?
oh my God.
And you see, like, the DISD taxes, you see the city taxes, and
Oh yeah,
I
it's
mean,
sickening.
it's-
Yeah,
yeah.
we have a 2,000 square foot house on a modest 10th acre lot.
yep.
With a privacy fence, so I can pee in my backyard if I want to. Just don't look between the slats.
Yep.
There's not much to see anyway.
It's cold. It's cold outside.
It's always cold.
But we went to Colorado, okay? And,
It's really cold there.
Yeah, it's really cold there. There ain't nothing to see then. We went to Colorado, and we're driving around looking at these freaking multi-million-dollar ski mountain houses, just chalets, whatever you want to call them. They're just unholy, but they're beautiful. And I start looking up Zillow and looking up tax reports.
Yep.
These people with multi-million-dollar houses are paying less than what you and I or everybody here is paying for their modest 2,000 square foot house on a city property lot.
Yeah, by a long shot, right?
Oh yeah, it's sickening. But Colorado has a
Sales tax.
an income tax at the
income
end of the year,
tax.
which is fine. That's your income.
Right.
Okay, we're gonna have to stop it here because we'll
I
go
know.
down a dirty, dirty hole
Yeah.
if we start using
We
that
always
T
end up
word.
depressed whenever we start talking about that.
Taxes
That
are
tax
no
word
fun.
will get us.
But they have
started.
they
boy.
also have marijuana revenue, and they also have I think there's gambling in
Colorado?
Colorado. I think there is. I think there's casino.
Yeah,
well,
I think-
maybe there's not.
I don't know.
That's a good.
No, I
question. We can
remember
look that
like
up.
some like Silver City or some place I went
That's
with
not
my
a casino,
parents.
bro.
Yeah.
That's not a.
It's
yeah.
not a casino?
No,
You just made that up.
yeah.
That's not even a
He
thing.
totally made that.
There's
up.
only one Silver City in Dallas
mining
of DFW that I know of,
He's
and
like, I
that's not
passed
a
some
casino.
place called, like,
Yeah, you can bet on
Colorado
some stuff.
Casino.
Oh yeah, you can lose your money.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's a I won't say it
Yeah,
on
you can
here.
get rid of your money.
Right.
You're paying a person. Just
It's
It's a good time to
It's a good
ask
thing
for that bottle of.
what
But yeah, speaking of Decatur, man, this
Belt?
I can't go too far down this rabbit hole because he's here. But man, they are some hostile mofos.
You want some of that?
I have been 1 day late on my utilities payment, and the next day they were like, "Motherfucker, we're going to turn your shit off. Pay us. You
Did you get the door thingy?
No, I got an email and I got mail and I got a note on the door.
Yeah,
the day after
it
was the due date.
They're outside standing where that like T thing to shut it off is hitting on their hand, waiting. And they're like,
what are you tapping his watch? Like 10 more days. I swear to God.
It's due at 10:17. You better
I'm
hurry
like, okay,
up.
I'll pay up. And of course, I pay, and they still have mail in proxy somewhere, like in the pipeline, and I'm still getting notes like, we're going to shut it off. I'm like, no, I've paid. I have the receipt. Shut it off. I dare you now.
Oh, gosh. I remember getting a water bill when I was in the city limits, and we hadn't done anything. We'd been in the house for not even a year, and my water bill was like $350. And I was like,
you must love your lawn.
I was like, did we water the neighbor's lawn too? Like, what are we doing?
Probably
Did
so.
our neighbor buy a pool and just like take a hose over there? And so I called it like, oh, you have a leak. I was like, the house is brand new. The irrigation system's brand new. Like, oh, you got a leak.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I don't. Did you fill up a pool? No, we don't have a pool. And my kids like had one of those little play pools. I'm like, that's a lot of water.
Evidently, you took a lot of baths.
Wow.
And the next month, back to normal.
Yeah?
Never had an issue. And I had other people who had issues like
Never
that.
found
too,
out
but-
it was actually the case.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I still love
I'm
our.
gonna go ahead and just leave my
Thank
hose
you.
out of the drain next time. Just turn it off.
The other day it was like, it was time that all the families were getting home in the evening. Kids are out of school. Families are arriving home from work. And I guess the city figured, oh, this is a good time to flush every fire hydrant in the neighborhood.
Oh, yeah.
So we all turn on the faucet and it's like bloop,
Dripping
bloop,
out.
Bloop.
Yeah.
So naturally, what do? I stick my head out the door.
Yeah.
And so is everybody else in the neighborhood. Everybody's like walking around on the street going, what's
going on?
It's like when the tornado
Everybody.
siren goes off and all the dads walk outside. They're like, is that
Where's
the
it
tornado
at?
siren?
There's a leak somewhere.
No, the tornado thing, all the dads are just wanting to look at the tornado. We all do that to this day.
Get off the roof. You're fine. It's going to hit you still.
So this would be a fun little game. I didn't put it on their notes, but I want to do it. So I know it's probably going to be rough on you because you're the rookie of the bunch.
Oh god.
Oh gosh.
But who has, obviously this is not for you.
Yep.
Out of you three, who has sold the most houses?
Diane.
Oh.
And you have you've been here the second longest. You're the
1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice.
So
Okay.
how many houses have you sold?
You don't have to be. You can just ballpark
I think
it.
you've done.
Nobody knows.
4?
You could
Yeah,
just
or
say.
you could lie.
Just lie and say
while
like
you were-
57. I mean, just, it doesn't matter.
I was gonna say while you were at Fathom, I don't know.
Oh no! So this
Like,
is
you've sold a good amount.
Yeah, no.
since
This
you
is
got
only with
licensed.
Lucier
sure.
Group. We don't care about
I
Fathom.
think about 4 or 5. Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Well, Kristen,
Yeah.
step up
Within
your game.
within
I
a
know.
year.
I need to.
Within a year.
Well, then I'm about to be out.
Yeah.
Having a baby.
Yeah.
Does the Lucier Group give maternity leave?
Absolutely.
On record.
Now,
Yeah, you sell those houses. Sell those houses from your house.
we've already told her that she has free childcare with my wife, though, because Courtney will watch anybody's kid and not have to go back to work. So
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
There you go.
That's
Yeah.
perfect.
We love
Worked
it.
out really conveniently.
Good to
Yep.
know.
And compared to other realtors, one, how long has Parker Properties been here?
I want to say Randy started it in like 2005, 2006.
It's that young?
That sounds.
That is
Yeah.
incredible. I was thinking, as big as Parker Property is, I was thinking it's been here for longer than that. So that's
Yeah.
impressive.
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
05 or 06. He was working at Devon and he started it.
Yeah.
And
It is.
Yeah.
It is a staple name.
Yeah, like how
It is-
big is
compared to like Century 21 or
so we only have 3 offices. We have Bowie, we have 2 in Decatur.
Yeah, but y'all have like 600 people in those 2 offices.
Yeah, I think we have like 41 or 42 agents now.
Yeah, everybody I see, they're like Parker Properties. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, hey, God.
Well, and that was part of my decision when I was at AT&T and Radio
Yeah, yeah.
Shack, I was part-time real estate and full-time there.
Mm-hmm.
And I was with another brokerage locally, and then when I decided to go full-time, I went ahead and switched to
Yeah,
Parker
that's what we're
Properties.
having.
So
So is there another real estate group even anywhere close to as big as Parker Properties?
in Decatur,
Nice.
Yeah,
County?
in this area?
I mean, you have Century 21 came into Decatur. I mean, Sue Ann Denton
boy.
is in Bridgeport in Decatur.
Okay.
She's got a good sized group.
Yeah.
Of people.
Keller Williams kind of has a
As far as like company name wise, Century 21 and Keller Williams are both here.
okay.
And then, but as far as like local people,
Uh-huh.
I think Sue Ann's with Century 21. Christy Ryan's got a couple people on board now too.
Uh-huh.
But Parker Properties is, I think.
But
one
in
of the
this
bigger
region,
ones.
it's like if you're driving, it's 90% Parker Property
yeah.
signs.
Yeah.
I swear to
Yeah.
God.
Everybody
Yeah.
knows Parker
Oh
Properties.
yeah.
And it's not just Wise County. I mean, y'all, I think you had a house in
Yeah,
Argyle or
I've
Denton
got
or
one
somewhere
in
you had
Denton right now.
going on. Okay, yeah. So y'all are
Bowie,
everywhere, right? Okay.
Yep.
That's
So-
one of the reasons why I switched over is because it was a local, and they're really close. I mean, it's a cool community.
Yeah.
So
What's the benefit of using a internal agent, versus an external agent? As far as buying and selling agent, if you were dealing with somebody also in Parker Properties versus somebody Keller Williams.
Hey, and you ladies, you feel free to speak up. Tell him shut up. Just because he's answering. If you got the answer, just go for it.
I just asked that. It sounds like a tough question on asking.
Right.
No, in that, I mean, there's not really going to be a benefit because if you pull on if you're a buyer, and if I'm listing it and Diney's representing you and you're the buyer, so everything's kept confidential, so I can't talk to her about the transaction. It just negotiates the same way as if it was anybody else.
Okay.
So there's no real. I don't say there's no real benefit there. I mean, you're supporting somebody, but outside of that, it's all split and kept.
So there's no. Excuse me.
Yeah. What was that?
Yeah.
Mute.
Corona.
Yeah. Yes.
Hey, hold on. What did you just pour me?
It was. Yeah.
That's that old elk.
That is that a rye?
Yep.
Is that the rye? I don't.
I just nosed it and I'm like,
Yes, it
this
is.
is
the
not a
rye.
bourbon.
Yeah.
It is a rye.
Straight rye.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You guys want some?
Whiskey?
Either one of you?
Whiskey?
I know.
We are the
you-
Whiskey Bros.
No, double for
Double.
you. Yeah.
There's no real benefit to go with the larger agent, or the larger agent, the larger agency. As far as they won't have any more bites, just because they're more internal agents.
No, I don't think so. I mean, because all of our stuff, will go when it hits MLS, it goes out to everybody, and you'll have the big brokerages like your big Century 21s and Abbey Holiday and all them. They pull all the stuff, and they scrape it off from the website and list it as well, and it shows up.
Gotcha.
So they'll have the same kind of stuff that we would. Now, when you have an agent, like let's say you had an agent and you're in Dallas and you're looking to move to Decatur, is your agent going to be familiar with Decatur? That's one of the big benefits. Is
So they're going to need network.
Yeah, and your region of that you're looking at. Because I mean, if you ask me, Jared, let's go look for commercial property in Dallas, I'm gonna say no. I'll help you find somebody to help you with it, but I'm not gonna go do that.
Okay.
I mean,
Is
you got a
Dallas
little bit
in-
more knowledge because you now know it's in DFW.
I was going to ask, is Dallas in DFW?
It's to the left of it if you look at a map.
Just to be sure.
So that kind of answers my next question because and you can't answer this, so this is for you guys, ladies.
Oh gosh.
You seem very partial to these ladies.
Well, I'm trying to get them to talk. I've heard Jared talking for a long time now. So you have a lot of these places, companies, groups, websites that you can go and buy and sell your own house now. So what is the pros and cons, if you will, of going with a actual realtor versus just doing it yourself? So
I mean,
for
are you
somebody
talking like open house and
and
all
open
of those,
door.
open door,
Yeah, and then like Zillow and stuff like that. I mean, you can just do it all yourself. So what's the benefit of having somebody like you guys?
They're
Being
usually-
represented.
Well, I'm going to let them answer it,
I
sir.
know, I'm just saying.
But that's what I'm saying. So you got
Like,
somebody
I
like
look at a
me
real
that
estate
have no
contract, I'm
idea.
like, what?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Do I want to
that's
sell
what-
by owner or do I want to be represented by a real estate agent?
Right, and that's what I'm saying. So
Same
I
reason
have
why
no
you have
idea.
a doctor, I have a realtor.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
I'm
but-
not too familiar with like Open Door and all of those
Right.
other ones, but I think it's beneficial. They don't use the local agents,
Right.
so I think it's really important for people to use a local agent because they know Wise County, they know the area versus, and I think in their contracts, there's a lot of other added things, stipulations and stuff. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, they have.
But they
have
can
their
get-
own
they can
fees
get
and
pretty-
everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Sneaky, I think, and take
That was him.
more than what you
What, the
think.
dog fart?
The dog's over here dropping bombs.
I just seen.
Sorry, Kristen.
I mean, you're waving,
yeah, I just-
your
It's
hand
not
behind
me.
your ass.
Yeah, I know. I just seen Chance Swaff, and I was like, "What the hell is he doing?"
But yeah, I think the biggest thing is they're not using a local agent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And that projects further out to Wise County, in your area, wherever you
Right.
may be listening
Yeah.
to this. Believe it or not, we have listeners in like Mexico,
they'll-
Russia.
They'll give you a number that seems nice. You see it, they're like, heck yeah, I'm
Yeah.
going to do that. And then once you start reading the contract and everything, it's
Well, I'll give you my own
realize
personal.
they're kind of sneaky.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so you were mentioning interest for or commission 1, 3, 4, 5%. Mine charged me 10. Is that not normal?
Holy cow.
10% commission.
Yeah.
Whoa.
No, I'm totally
Can I be
joking.
Oh,
can I be
my
your
gosh.
agent?
I was like, that is
Jared got
not-
it. He was like,
Jared's like, here's my card.
I'm
Here's my
on board.
card.
Yeah.
Red flag. Red flag.
red flag.
Right.
Don't pay
That's a
10%
checkered flag.
commission.
I was like, I'm
Checkered
telling you
flag, let's
right
go.
now, do not sign.
okay. Okay. What other red flags should
So on
should
commission alone, is there a going rate right now? Is there a set rate, or is that all negotiable?
All negotiable.
Yeah.
So like if I come to you right now and say, hey, I want to buy a house, me and one of the ladies might negotiate how much I'm going to pay you.
Well, no, because you're a buyer.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
So I get screwed because I'm a buyer.
no, that's all in your
Yeah,
MLS
yeah.
system. I mean,
Yeah.
If you're the seller, you're good.
yeah. I
You
mean,
can tell them whatever you want.
so I've helped a buyer purchase a house and I didn't get paid a dime
Yeah.
Ouch.
because it was for sale by owner, and the seller said, "Hey, I'm not paying commission." Well, my buyer still wanted that house, so we went through the
Yes.
process and we bought it.
The
Yeah.
commission comes from the seller, seller's
It
end.
was like the cost of doing
Yeah, you don't have to pay
business.
anything as a buyer.
loss
Right.
leader in that case.
and it works out.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
you don't have a say in the commission. Now, let me give you my own personal testimony. I had a house indicator on Cliff Street that I sold. Started by owner, left it on the market for like 3 weeks. Had a few phone calls. Oh, let's look at it. Yeah, okay, that's a nice house. We'll talk about it with my wife and blah blah. That was the thing. Same thing every
There's that
every
There's
time.
a lot of
again.
people. A lot of people from Chico calling. No offense to Chico people, but just saying.
Yeah, we're further out. That's like Crafton or something.
Way
No
out.
offense to Crafton people, but yeah. Anyway, so 3 weeks of that, and I'm like, script. I'm putting it up with a realtor.
Yeah.
48 hours,
Yeah.
cash, full price. The only stipulation was, will you move out of your house in 2 weeks? And you're like, goddamn right, I will.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well,
Goodbye.
and you have to
That's a
look at
good-
that kind of stuff
Yeah.
and think, is it worth your time? Like, what are you doing in your
It is
day to day?
worth-
Is it worth your time to do it for sale by owner? Like,
No.
do you
No,
have
no,
all
no.
the
Sorry,
time in
it
the
is
world?
not worth your
and
time,
do you
no.
want to deal with the people that, like, as a doctor? I mean, do you have time to be like, oh yeah, sorry, I know you need a colonoscopy, but I need to go check on my house real quick because someone wants to show it in a minute.
No.
So I have to leave.
Not at all.
That's why we do what we do, and I mean.
We
You
make
pay
your
us,
life
you
easier.
pay us
Oh,
to handle
definitely.
Yeah.
scheduling
Oh, yeah, I
showings,
remember-
making sure everything works out.
My realtor would just send me paperwork and I sign it.
Yeah, that's,
I mean, I don't
You
even
didn't know what it
read
said,
it.
yeah.
I just
yeah.
like.
yeah.
That's why
She's
you
like,
paid
yeah.
10%.
yeah.
That's right.
I need you to know I would have done it for 9%.
9.5.
Yeah, but she's like, I
Not to
sent
undercut.
something to your email, sign it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's kind of what I did too. I mean, you kind of put your faith and trust in them. If they screw
Yeah.
you over, then
I mean,
don't use
they're
them
in your
again.
court.
Yeah.
I guess you should trust your doctor as well. You know.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah.
definitely.
like these people are in your court.
Yeah, and you don't have to wait on realtors like you do doctors' offices.
Well, that's true.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah,
That's true. That's we're just trying to let nature do what nature's going to do, so we can take the credit for it. That was actually, I think that was Voltaire that said that.
That's awesome.
I will say it's kind of a red flag when a realtor. My parents dealt with one. It doesn't matter here because they were in California, but it
Nothing
was very
matters
much
there.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
they
They're
sold their
corrupt.
house, and it was very much, this is what you're going to give me. This is when you're going to be out. Oh, and by the way, the buyers brought the inspection report, and you have to fix all of it, and they're requesting X, Y, and Z. And this is when it was in the seller's market, and my parents could have said no and gone over to the cash.
were they in
buyer.
the option period?
Oh yeah. And
See,
but the
this person's
agent
She
told
said
my
that so
parents.
Hostile.
oh, yeah.
Well, I mean,
Goodbye. But so
I don't know anything about California, but it just seems like California would just be that way.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Well,
But I'm
sorry,
I
we
am biased
interrupted.
against California.
Oh, well, and I don't really know because in California I was going to nursing school. I wasn't pursuing real estate until I got here. So, but yeah, I mean, it seems completely different. Just
So how did they handle that?
my parents just did everything the agent.
Did they
told them.
really?
Yeah,
Instead of
literally.
giving them the middle finger, which
Yeah.
I would have done. Well, good for your parents. Are good people, I guess.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
See,
it
and luckily
sucked.
your parents know Arturo, and he can pretty much do anything. So,
Yeah, he should have just scared
Yes.
them into it.
yeah.
No, but they said that it had to be like a licensed person to do.
That's the California.
That would be a
Yeah.
California thing too.
That's written
Yeah.
in the Texas contract, too.
really
That it's got to be a licensed repair or
Unless you
technician.
negotiate it.
Yeah.
otherwise.
Yeah.
Okay.
even outside the city, like in the county.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It could be like changing an electrical outlet, and unless you have approval to go do that yourself, then you have
That's-
to call an electrician and do it.
That's
Yeah.
wild because it seems like I probably should not say this on air, but it's like we made it pass at every decision because we were like, oh, we're in the county. There's no inspector for that. We'll just do it how we want to, you know. Like, so, and, you know, we put the outlet like by where the hot tub is.
Yeah, but you live in like you live in like Alvord or something like that.
Yeah.
Weird. Yeah. I remember that.
Greenwood.
Yeah, Greenwood. Yeah,
Greenwood.
way out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cut and Shoot, Texas. That's where
Yeah,
you
Cut and
that's
Shoot.
once
Yeah,
lived
there you
there.
go.
That's an actual town. We made that up
It
a long
is.
time ago, and I thought it was fiction. It was not.
No,
There's
it's
a
a
real
real one.
It's real.
Cut and Shoot.
So when you
It's
say
like-
it has to be negotiated,
it's
so
like
like, let's just say I buy Doc's house from him,
Yeah.
and I want to, and I tell him it's okay for him to go change all the electrical
No,
plugs.
you don't have to buy it, dude. Just
is
come
that
move
what
in.
is that what you're meaning? Negotiate between the buyer and the seller, or
So through the agents, but it's got to be like in writing that, you know, seller is going to change this personally without an electrician coming out to do it. It'll be
okay,
written on an amendment together.
Wow.
okay.
Or the seller could straight up say,
Yeah.
Nah.
I'm not doing anything. Yeah.
yeah, buy it or don't.
Yeah, and I've had
Yeah.
that happen too, and I mean that's perfectly okay because
Yeah.
there's, you know, when inspectors go out and check the house out, I mean their job is to pick the house apart. And
Yeah.
that's
They're
what
being
they do.
ultra critical.
Yeah, and that's okay.
Or the seller can be like, okay, well, I'll take off like $2,000.
Yep,
Yeah,
negotiate
that happens.
so-
I think that happens more
Is that- is that-
frequently than repairs.
I mean, it happens quite a bit.
Yeah.
Because you got to think about also, as a seller, if you're trying to get out, like say you're in the process of building a house or you want to go do something else, do you really want to take the time to go fix all
No,
that stuff?
you're burnt out. You're done.
And then on the
Like,
buyer side, do you want? I mean, you negotiate all this stuff saying, you know, X and X and X and X is going to be fixed, but you're hoping that it's going to be a licensed person, or is it going to be like Uncle Jeb comes over and like duct tapes the
Right.
AC system back together? You don't know.
That's what I did when I sold my house. I mean, I knew there was some stuff, so I gave him a $1,500.
allowance.
Yeah,
Allowance.
just not to have
Yeah.
to jack with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, be done.
But where your house was
And your
in
realtor
proximity
would've
to the
said-
square, they probably were more than happy.
Yeah.
It was literally the second people that looked at it and
Yeah.
did the same thing. Here's your money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the same thing happened with y'all. Y'all tried to do buy owner for a while, didn't you? And then listed
I
it?
didn't really try.
Yeah.
I threw it up on like a Zillow and was like, man, if it sells, it sells. But this was while I was
Nobody
determining
from Crafton
whether.
showed up. Well,
Yeah.
knock your house.
No, nobody from Crafton. Yeah, no.
We're going to talk
That was,
about it.
that was my
tonight at dinner.
determination if I wanted to try to sell it or just burn the dang thing down. So
Yeah.
I was so
We do
tired of
not
that place.
condone insurance fraud at this podcast.
Yeah, don't do that. But,
yeah.
I was so tired of that place, man. Because we bought it a long time ago, and I redid everything in that house myself.
Yeah, I felt like you were like always doing something. in the house.
Always, yeah.
And reactively, not necessarily proactively.
I know
Yeah.
we did a lot of
Yeah, put in
proactive
some
stuff like the
the
windows
floors
and the
and-
floorings.
yeah.
But the problem with old houses is when you go in and proactively, like say, okay, so we're going to redo the tile on the floor.
Then you proactively spend like $25,000.
Yeah, because you start digging and you're like,
It's like,
oh crap,
and then the
wa-
forms rotted
and the
out.
forms are rotted out.
Yeah.
Or in my end,
We found lead paint.
Yeah,
and there's a graveyard underneath the foundation.
yeah, exactly.
Burial,
So
burial
Found
ground.
Indian burial
Cool
ground.
story. The last thing I did in that house was I redid our master bedroom. But when yeah, I'm already sold. I don't give a crap if they hear it. So I redid the bedroom, right? So I took out the sheetrock and I like redid the whole thing. And when I took off the sheetrock, I'm looking and I can see daylight. The back wall was not even connected to the floor, and I don't know how we didn't fall
Goodness.
through because it was a pier and beam house.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
it
that
was
floor
nuts.
joist was gone.
Oh yeah, it was all, and come to figure it out, what it was when they. So it used to be an old add-on to the back of the house with
Yeah.
a master bath and utility room. When whoever bought it before we bought it tore all that off and built a deck back there.
That's right.
But when they built the deck, they put the deck into the house kind of, and then the siding was like down on the deck.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
of course, so when all the silicone or whatever the hell they
It
used,
just pulled away.
the water just started shoving into my floor joists.
no.
Yeah, it was a fun time.
Well, and as somebody who is an avid proponent of not having to pay your government at the end of the year, if you hire a real
I ain't even done my
estate-
taxes yet, so
a
yes.
real estate agent, you can deduct your real estate fees at your end of your taxes.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's a win-win.
So Doc's 10%'s not so bad.
Yeah, see, that's a good
That's
write-off.
10%. Obama or whoever. Obama did it.
He wrote that off.
I know. Back to taxes. Like,
Oh god.
is there any relief in sight? From a real estate standpoint or a property tax standpoint that you can tell from your perspective?
Just say it's looking good, because we'll go down a deep hole if you say
Yeah.
no.
So honestly, I
It's
really
not
don't,
looking good though.
It's not.
I really don't know what to speak to on that because I mean, when you think about property taxes in general. When I look at my tax statement, a majority of my taxes are going to DISD because I'm in Decatur School District.
Yeah. So you think that's a good cause?
Well, and for a while, my kids weren't in DISD, but same with older people whose kids are out of school. I mean, they're but they're still paying DISD taxes. Yeah, but unlike the city side and that kind of stuff, that's all up to them. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know where that goes for Texas as a whole.
I would love to see a statewide either elimination or reduction of property taxes because they're just bullshit.
Or somebody that really makes that their platform, and maybe somebody has, and I'm just not following it. But it feels like there's not enough, I don't want to say rebellion, but there's not enough.
There's not enough kickback on it for people to actually argue about it and
maybe.
Yeah. But
man, that's depressing.
I told you, you said the T word, bro.
They just had
well, start showing up to your city council meetings. Show up to your county commissioner meetings. And
don't post about the Jack in the Box sign on Facebook where it don't do any good.
Don't do that. That's terrible.
So actually, tell us about the song that was written.
Well, did y'all see? I don't know if y'all saw the post on it, but the sign has been ordered.
Oh,
and
really?
They're replacing the sign.
But see, that's the problem.
Wait, because of you?
This was
no.
I called
because of him.
I called Jack himself. And I was
kind of like the Christmas tree in the Tractor Supply parking lot.
Yes,
what that actually did good.
And see, that's the weird problem is I don't know why they keep going back with the same sign because it's happened 50 times.
I think a Spirit Halloween needs to come in there and just hang the banner on the front of it. And be like, hey, we're selling Halloween costumes till the end of October.
My wife would love that. She'd be their first customer, I guarantee you.
Same.
Yeah. I made a post on Facebook the other day about it because I was driving to go pick up groceries and I saw that and I was like, this damn sign.
I know, dude.
It wears me out.
Which is weird because I think it's the highest sign in Decatur.
I think they need to lose sign privileges or something.
I think they do too because you can't have one that high anymore.
Yeah,
they're grandfathered in.
You can have it 4 feet off the ground so you can easily change it the next time the hailstorm takes it out. Here you go.
It's crazy.
Here's your cube back.
We're in a labor shortage as it is, so apparently sign guys are just gone.
Yeah. Because I think they used to say the courthouse was the highest point in Decatur, and you can see it from everywhere. But I think that Jack in the Box.
Jack in the Box is like, hold my beer. Let's get this. Or hold my taco.
It might be
the beacon for late night tacos. Raise your hand if you are a Jack in the Box taco.
Oh yeah,
so good, but it hurts my stomach.
Oh, dude, why am I the only one raising my hand?
Well, I'll raise my hand.
I am. Yeah.
When I was younger. Before the world went crazy.
When you were younger, you're 34 years old.
I lived over by Governor's Ridge, and we would skateboard all around Decatur, and we would skateboard over there and go to Jack in the Box every day. And I'm so glad I don't do that anymore.
I have ordered 200 tacos from Jack in the Box.
Oof.
On purpose?
At once, even.
Wait,
I bet
did you call ahead?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good question, Ray.
You should have done that in the drive-thru.
What was a good quick? Go for it. What'd you say?
200 tacos for just yourself.
Dude, look at this body.
Yeah.
Of course, we need to know more.
He had to carbo load for his 5K he was going to do.
My 5K, my mud run that I did. No, it was for a late night pasture party.
How many people?
7.
On average, I was going to say on average it's 6 to 8 tacos.
This is when Jack in the Box first opened, so I was young. And there was a lot of drunk and high people at a pasture party. So it could have been 7 or it could have been 15. I don't know.
They were probably eating grass and didn't realize they weren't even eating tacos.
Yeah. they just said, go get some tacos. And me and the bros got in the truck and took off. I don't remember.
So you did call ahead. I'm surprised Jack in the Box had 200 tacos.
Dude, I don't know if it's because when they first opened or what, but they were like, let's go count.
They probably keep that many in stock now because of you.
And they sold them.
Just in case.
Okay, how many after 2 a.m.?
For sure.
Yeah. How many times have you actually gone to Jack in the Box sober? I like eating tacos sober, thinking dude, I think I just want some Jack in the Box tacos.
Okay, fine. I'll raise my hand.
I've done it a lot.
I've eaten them sober.
So when me and Coco used to have our construction business, we went there a lot too.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I've never done that.
You've never had sober Jack in the Box tacos?
No, it's always been in the
legit.
state to where I think Jack in the Box tacos sounds good.
But, I'm not gonna lie.
It's because I'm inebriated.
I usually go there after whiskey club. So
as we are becoming aged gentlemen, I'd like to point the attention to the youngest member
You're
here
over
of the
there
audience.
farting.
No, it's the dog.
Yeah, blame it on the dog always.
Do pasture
There's no
parties still
snort,
exist?
if y'all didn't hear that.
I wouldn't say that they're like a big thing anymore. I mean,
Really?
What's not a big thing anymore?
Pasture
pasture
parties.
parties. I
Oh
mean,
no.
Which is what?
Oh yeah, you don't know. You're not.
No.
Even,
Oh
yeah.
my, California.
I don't know what a
Yeah.
pasture party
Basically,
is.
like we
Yeah.
would walk out back here and we would just drink
Yeah.
in the
Every-
back of trucks and like.
You
was
streak
probably a-
without a pool?
yeah. Oh, sorry, Diana. We didn't have pools and estates and hills and
Yeah, we got
mountains, dude.
ponds out here.
Yeah.
Oh,
you guys didn't
So you
surf?
being young
What's
from
wrong
Decatur.
with kids these
Diane.
days?
Yeah, you being young and from Decatur. Do y'all still do like laps in town?
No.
See, y'all don't do that anymore.
Oh,
either.
I've heard about these
So
laps.
like
What is
I
this,
know
Greece?
I know
Yeah,
about
I
the
know,
lab.
right?
Oh, yeah, we're
I know
not.
about the pit. My mom graduated from Decatur, so I know
Oh
about the pit.
God, the
I know
pit's
about
way
the lab.
old.
So,
Yeah, I
Well,
know
the pit
about
is
that.
Orchland's now. Isn't
No,
it?
the pit
No,
is CVS now.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
See, that was a
Yeah.
little bit right before my time of the whole lap. So the old lap used to be for us when I was youngster.
Yeah.
Was
She'll
we
be
would
mad I'm aging her.
do what?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
She's
you're
gonna be
aging your mom. I
mad.
know. Yeah, I know, right?
She's gonna show up here in a minute.
Break through the door.
Special guest speaker.
We haven't even put this out yet. I felt it.
But we would go up. We would go up through kind of by CVS and then come back by Whataburger and
Yeah.
go down to the.
Every lap included a lap through Sonic.
Well, yeah. So we would go because we're on the other side of the road. So we'd go down to the movie theater,
Yeah.
loop around up by the, come up by the library, and then go through Sonic.
Yeah.
And then that was our lap.
library.
Yeah,
I'm getting-
so
Library.
Kristen just asked, like, are you driving in a car? Or are you riding a bike?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Cars, trucks.
What is the purpose?
All right,
of
so I'm
of
getting
the lab?
squinty
And I
eyes
don't,
from Diane.
and I don't know the real purpose of it because we would just all like so you would drive, and this was back when gas was like freaking 90 cents a gallon. So
That's
we
what-
would
so
do
factor.
that.
My era, I was a class of 2002, and
Did y'all still do laps?
we were like
Really?
the last because that was when gas prices just
Yeah,
started
yeah.
going stupid right after September 11th.
Right.
Yes,
Well,
we did
and
laps. So let me tell
they
these
quit
two.
letting us do it.
No, we still did it.
So what I think the laps are, from what I've heard, is like that was your date night with your high school
No.
crush.
Nah, dude, I did it with
Oh,
my
okay.
bros.
You might
man.
run into your high school crush.
But yeah, that's what it was. That's
So-
what it was.
Oh,
is
okay.
You
For
would do these
two-
laps.
for Kristen and Diane. So for high schoolers, it was or Heath. Even I guess he was there too. He was probably the one that were always beating somebody else. Like, what's up for that guy?
We did have a lot of fights.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So everybody met at the field house. You choose a vehicle to pile 4 or 5 people in, dudes, chicks, whatever.
Yeah, see, we didn't do that.
And then you'd take off and you'd go up to Sonic, make a lap through Sonic because there was always people hanging out
Yep.
there. And then you'd go up from Sonic around through Brahms,
Yep.
undershoot 287.
Yeah, I actually went into Brahms though.
no.
Oh,
No,
just
no,
the service
by-
road. there.
That's
Yeah,
so
yeah,
much
okay, yeah.
work.
That's
Under
that's
287, back around by Walmart, back to the
Whataburger,
field house.
all
And you
that.
just did that multiple times a night because there was no cell phones, there was no Instagram, there was no Facebook. This is how you met and networked and socialized.
So when you say back to the field house, did y'all not shoot through the movie theater?
sometimes,
Yeah, so we did because when we were the bowling alley was still there too. So.
Oh yeah.
And that was the thing is you would never know through that lap is who would be hanging out, and you'd see, oh hey, and so
Like
you'd park
who
the
was
car
where.
and get out and yak
Yeah.
with them a little
Oh,
bit.
you don't
give a-
like drop people off and bring people in and like kind of.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
there are people
maybe.
jump in the back of the truck all
yeah.
the time. But
Oh,
so
wow.
like I was saying, as you went around your laps, you'd be
Yeah.
like, oh shit,
And then at some point, most of the time, a pasture party would break out. And it'd be like, oh, we're going down to Billy Bob's.
That voice, dude. I
we're,
can't.
know, right?
we're going down to Billy Bob's pasture. He's got people
Yeah.
out there in the keg and fire, and that's it. Everybody show up at the pasture, park their tailgates,
that's
come
cool.
and
When I was
hang out.
in
So, like, what is
school.
the thing now?
Yeah.
I don't know, Tide Pods?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Y'all eating
TikTok
freaking laundry
challenges?
detergent?
So,
TikTok.
No,
I
it's
mean,
like
now,
Taking gang
Snapchat.
shots.
now you have like your darties, which is day parties, I guess, or
That's
I mean,
the dumbest thing
like,
I've ever heard.
Day
Just
parties.
Darties.
Just house parties,
like the
like,
sun
I don't
is
know.
still out?
Yeah, and I mean,
Ooh.
if you're of drinking age now, it's like people are going out to clubs and buying
Like the Finer
$2,000
Things Club.
tables and bottles of alcohol.
What
and
the
it's just
hell?
From
ridiculous. I
Decatur?
don't understand. What? Yeah.
When you say
Lord.
like 21-year-old, where are the 21-year-olds getting this kind of
I
income?
don't know. I personally have never done it. I'm like,
I can't even do that now.
I can go to the liquor store and buy a bottle of whatever I want for under $30.
Yeah.
There you
And
go.
sit at home and drink it. Why would I go spend $2,000?
Well, that's just alcoholism.
When she says liquor store,
Right, yeah.
when she says liquor store, she means Ader,
Yeah.
because that's all we do here.
So you want
Ader.
to talk about
What-
this?
That's right.
Yeah, do we?
I
Is it
mean,
turn the mics
I'm
off.
personally not a drinker.
That's astonishing.
That's crazy.
Jeez.
So y'all don't do anything like none of the lap stuff, nothing that
Okay, but also like when y'all did that stuff, the cops like knew what
they were
y'all
cool.
doing.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well, and that's
there
what I
was
want
a-
to say about the pastor parties is because before we started getting in trouble, we didn't do pasture parties. It was all in town. Like we would literally have the truckload full of beer, and we'd park in like Sonic and sit there and drink beer, and the cops knew us all.
Wow.
And they were somewhat cool. And then as the old police officers started leaving and the new came in, that's when they started really getting, dickhead to us. So we're like, oh, screw it, let's go out there to
The pasture, yeah.
bros pasture party. That's where how that all that got
But
started.
even by dickhead, the cops we're referring to.
And I say
It's
dickhead,
not
they're
like
just doing
you're
their
going to
job.
jail. It's like, stop being stupid, pour out your alcohol, and go home.
No,
You don't
because
get
those
that.
are
You
those
don't
are the
get that
cool
these
ones.
days.
Those
Yeah.
are, and that's what it was. Used to we'd get pulled over going somewhere, and they'd be like, "Hey, you guys drinking?" We're like, "Man," we'd be be honest with them, and they're like, "Okay, let me see what
truth
you
or
got."
dare.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't tell you how many coolers of beer I poured out in
Yeah.
the city.
That's
Because they
better
were
than
just
a
like, all right,
night in jail.
all right, dumbasses.
Or
I
you
mean,
just go stick it in the back of their car.
no, they wouldn't even let you do that.
wouldn't
Well,
do it.
no.
Do you remember the old guy at Sonic, the old manager? And it was fine if you were chilling at Sonic and drinking.
I had
but if
two
you had your
15s.
stereo up, like the big,
Yeah,
the
I was gonna
bass,
say, I had two
the
15s in my
subwoofers,
S10 pickup.
then he would be pissed off. He'd come out, you stupid boys, sons of bitches, get the hell out of here.
Dude.
Like heart attack level.
Yeah.
But if
we
you were
made some
drinking and
people
hanging
mad.
out and tailgating, you were cool.
Yeah, as long as you didn't disturb the peace, really.
What I'm picking up from this, like when I was in high school,
This is not Jared's area.
they would all
Um,
sit, like everybody would sit in the field house parking lot, but there's no driving around. So like
You graduated from Decatur, right?
yeah, in
Yeah.
06. But like now there's no more pastures because everyone's developing them.
That's
And
no joke.
people don't want to drive around because gas is so expensive.
Thanks a lot, Parker
I know, so
Properties.
apparently young people just sit at home and drink alone.
Yeah.
No, they go to club and spend their parents $2,000.
They put their Oculus
Which,
on and
I
get
mean,
the
I'm gonna
metaverse and
say
go,
like
hey,
people do
let's
that for their
drink.
birthdays. Like it's not like they go and do it every single weekend. But I mean,
Still, for a birthday, damn.
but
if
speaking
we're gonna
of
hang out with
weekends,
friends, we're gonna go to a shop kind of like this, and we're gonna sit around a table and play beer pong and.
Okay.
right, because
You know,
so like
yeah.
we would do this every Friday and
Yeah.
Saturday night, and that's we would.
I mean, it
Everybody
seemed like
was
going
driving
to
on. So what do y'all
clubs.
do every Friday and Saturday night now?
She doesn't want to be the one to expose.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
We don't have to name drop.
I mean, she
She's like
can
growing
now.
up
we'll talk
adult.
about it after the mics go dead.
I'm not the party. I'm not the know-it-all on the party thing.
I wasn't a
I'm a
partier
homebody,
either.
So
Yeah.
Well, what took place for like young people out of high school and then almost drinking age in California?
They've changed.
Yeah.
People have changed.
They were in their pool. Y'all
to
was
break
Or
it to you.
surfing.
Well, what we did.
We had the beach.
They go
Yeah,
to
we
practice
literally
boating.
spent a ton of time at the beach. We had bonfires at the beach. We would play volleyball at the beach.
Okay,
and
no, wait.
then-
You just
What?
said something. So Callie, you know who I'm talking about.
Yep.
Her version of a bonfire is a campfire.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That's not a bonfire.
That's not a bunch.
Oh no, you guys create these like.
So
I mean,
We have
True.
bonfires.
If you can see
no,
it
no.
from
Me and
space-
Callie's had like conversations.
yeah,
I'm
just
talking
like
about
Whataburger and In-N-Out. Mm-hmm.
No,
There's
not
no
even harder.
conversation.
Let's talk
than
about
that.
that.
No.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
go down that.
Diane
avenue.
will lose.
I think you're
That's true.
outnumbered.
Because she's like, no, we'd go out to the beach and create these cool bonfires. I'm
Yeah.
Diane, the
dang,
only
y'all
thing
burnt
keeping
that
you in
much
this
stuff
room
on the
right now
beach?
is your
And she's
parents'
like-
food truck.
Yeah, so a
Only thing
bonfire,
keeping you here.
a bonfire, and this is the same thing I told Callie. I'm trying to find a picture.
B-O-N.
Yeah.
Is something you cannot get within 30 feet of.
Oh, I know. My first bonfire here was at Decatur High School when they were doing
Yes.
that.
That's
that-
a bonfire.
I was blown away.
You're not roasting marshmallows. It's Mazda Miatas.
Yes.
Just covered up with wood. You
Yes.
don't know they're in there.
Yeah.
And a
When
few
they
tires.
explode, they're gone.
Yeah, no, it was.
It's
crazy.
not just rubble and refuse, just people's trash that's getting disposed of.
Yeah,
and those
we've
things.
created this thing for the past year to burn
Yeah.
it on this day. That's a bonfire.
Whatever you do, don't go to A&M for a bonfire. Ooh,
Yeah,
it's
don't do
too
that.
soon.
It's too soon.
It's okay, D. I like my
is that her-
fire small as well.
Yes.
I like to get close.
Well, yeah, but that's a campfire.
Roast marshmallows.
I'm not
Yeah,
saying I
it's
love
relaxing.
small
Yeah.
fires too, but it's not a bonfire.
And then with the sound of the crashing waves, it's just perfect.
You know-
Crackling,
there you go.
crackling
Yeah, see?
fire, sound of the crashing
get
waves,
close,
That
Okay,
does-
well, we didn't
that
have
does seem
crashing
nice.
waves
sound
here.
in your toes.
yeah.
Yes, but that's my point. That's what I'm trying to.
I like to take just a nice lazy stroll along the water.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah,
And
that's
when
what
I
I'm
watch
You're
the
saying.
crabs-
probably naked.
Yeah,
No.
probably.
Yeah, and everybody's going,
Scary.
Okay,
what is that?
You can have
But
a
that's what I'm
campfire.
trying to tell
children.
her. Because if it was a bonfire, you would not be able to hear the crashing waves.
No.
Because the fire would be so roaring in your freaking face. That's what I'm trying to tell her.
You'd hear a
Yeah.
Maytag washer melting in the
Yes,
background.
or you would hear the
Yeah.
you'd hear the grill tank, the
Yeah,
gas tank
exploding.
that exploding in the background. That's a bonfire.
Somebody throwing
That's
shotgun
okay.
shells in there.
Yes.
That's happened, yeah.
So then what would you call my bonfire?
campfire.
Okay, campfire.
Campfire.
That's
yes.
fine. That's
California
Nice
regulated bonfire.
Yeah, something that you can camp. You can set up a tent and it not.
It was probably started with batteries too.
Yeah,
It's
you're,
all-
yeah. Do we have lithium batteries for our fire?
That's because we can't use fuel. How are we going to start this
Gas is
with
bad.
electric? We'll go away.
We don't have,
This has been like
we don't
a-
have crashing waves over here, but we have like car crashes.
Yeah, we have.
We have that. We
crashes.
have
Get close and
mudding,
get all-
destruction derby,
Yeah,
stuff
so if
like
you haven't
that.
noticed, the T word of taxes and the C word of California makes us really go down
yeah,
deep.
yeah,
Oh,
for
yeah.
real. Very passionate.
This has been like
Yeah,
a
whatever you
30-minute
do, don't
squirrel.
say vegan.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Y'all need like a
God.
sound
It's-
effect
it's
for
bad.
every time somebody says California, like wah, wah.
I like it.
car horn going
I
on.
really do like that idea.
I still want to hear or see the lyrics or hear the lyrics.
Oh, I
at least
have
read
them.
aloud.
Oh,
Do you-
okay.
of the Jack in the
Yeah.
Box. This
Go
is where it
ahead
all
and read
started.
them.
So
You're going to read them
Are
off?
you gonna? No, I think you need to sing
I'm
it.
definitely
Yeah.
not singing
Yeah,
it.
sing
you
it
had
up,
to have a
dude.
melody to
That's
write
not
these.
Yeah.
happening.
Well,
Oh,
I
I
don't
did have
even-
melody. It's on there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sing
it
it.
says the tune of the dance by Garth Brooks,
There you
which
go.
I don't.
It's an anthem.
Wait, with the tune of the what?
The tune of the dance.
Oh.
Garth Brooks song.
The
Oh, so you
Tune
need
of
some
the
slow
dance.
piano.
Yeah.
There you go.
Looking back on the memories of you.
See, it's original.
Uh-huh.
I'm hearing the Garth Brooks song. Am I
Yep.
looking
Get ready.
Oh my
back?
gosh.
Do I need to have an accent?
Yeah.
That was terrible.
Go to
Yeah,
So
don't,
bad.
don't do that. You're gonna
So
sound like
bad.
you're gonna sound like
Like,
Doc
that
trying to.
That was
Do
embarrassing.
you know who
know.
Do you know who Gomer
Yeah.
Pyle is?
You're gonna sound like Doc
Gomer
trying
Pyle?
to talk to your parents.
No.
Son of McGee,
You know who does? If you don't know who Gomer Pyle is, who talks closely to Gomer Pyle is Luke Bryan. Luke Bryan talks like Gomer Pyle.
I can't even believe you
Oh.
said that word.
I hate Luke Bryan. Screw you, Luke Bryan, if you're listening.
Okay, looking back on the memories of you, the jumbo jacks we shared in the dining room. For a moment, your sign was just right. How could I have known it would try to take flight? And now, I'm glad I didn't know your sign would get destroyed and you wouldn't replace it though. Our town is sick. Wait, hold on. Our town is sick of this big mess. We wouldn't miss your food to get rid of this distress. The Jack in the Box is depressed.
That's poetry.
I
For
literally
real,
wrote
it's
that.
so good.
I wrote that in my truck in the Walmart grocery pickup.
He's
Bro.
so
You're
proud.
welcome.
Were you
Bro,
eating Jack in the Box
I will pay
tacos?
for half of it. Let's get a banner. And you know how in front of Jack in the Box they always have the political banners and
Yeah,
stuff?
throw
Let's
it up
stab that thing in there right there,
Holy
dude. I'll
cow,
pay for
that's
half.
brilliant.
His picture's even in black and white.
I just don't want Garth Brooks
So
to be like,
good.
"What do you think you're doing?"
Yeah.
Because me and him are like this.
I'm totally listening to her read that with that melody in the background,
Oh, yeah.
and that's
Oh, yeah.
effing
That's pretty
brilliant.
good.
I was laughing by myself in my car. So,
I believe that.
I
yeah,
know.
it was a good time.
I think we kind of covered real estate market locally and what it's doing, the trends here. Or is there more to say about that? I mean, it's kind of switching back to sellers.
Yeah, I mean-
you're seeing price drops, not huge, but enough to grab attention.
Yeah, and we're seeing growth still. I mean,
Okay.
it's not like a huge downturn or anything, but yeah, there's
Right.
price adjustments because people are trying to get it back to where it's grabbing people's eye and
What's
making money.
what's the average house sitting on the market for in length of time?
I would say right now, if it's priced right, you're about 40 days, 35 days.
Okay.
If you're making adjustments, it means it's priced a little bit too high,
Yeah.
and they may sit for 50, 60 days.
But I think that's the case with everybody. Like
Yeah.
everybody was able to price it high and it's still starting out that way. So I guess it's going to be a while before you see prices starting out at a realistic level again.
Yeah, and I mean, when it comes to those kind of adjustments before COVID, again, I'm going to say BC.
Yeah.
Before that, we may have a house sitting on the market for 90 days, and that was normal.
Yeah.
And we would get 1 or 2 offers, and that'd be it. And then COVID came around. I was like, okay, here's 12 offers. Let's see which one you want to look
All right.
at.
I got to get in your head a little bit.
Yep.
How does that feel from you're doing all the legwork? I mean, yes, the people are selling the house, but you're doing the legwork, pictures, listing, everything. Is there like a period of time where you're like, oh, this one's going to sell good. I know it. And it's just anticipation. And then 3 weeks later, you're like, I got to forget about it.
Well,
for
yeah,
a little
you
bit.
can
Oh my gosh.
you can read it in people's descriptions on the listings, like won't last long, and
Yeah.
then like 95 days later, still not lasting
still
long.
here.
I swear, it's not been long yet.
What is the average house sitting on the market right now?
He said it was like 30, 45 days.
Yeah.
Now?
Somebody doesn't listen, do they?
Right.
It's on the
Just throw a
market.
little
for
back of
30
his own
days?
medicine.
You don't say
at
something
him.
like that and
Really?
not get harassed.
Yeah, no joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine's
Usually
usually
it's him
average, bro.
You got to
harassing.
think though, like for us on the market, it's from start to close. Like a lot of
okay.
people like to look at it as, hey, start to when it goes under contract. But
okay.
it until it closes, it's considered
So-
on the market.
Like, yeah,
How do you
mine was
detach
like
from
2
that?
weeks.
Because if I'm a real estate agent and I'm like selling a $400,000 house, let's go,
Yeah.
and then 3
It
weeks, a
sits.
month later, it's like, so how do you?
You cover it up with volume, I imagine.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, sure.
You get enough houses that, you're going to have a few that.
but you have to be like dynamic
No.
in what you're doing too, and be willing to like make the adjustments. You have to have the hard conversations.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
there's like an emotional attachment to houses for sellers.
Treat it
And,
like stock market. Like,
Yeah,
put it out there and
unfortunately.
forget it.
But you have to really get to know your sellers when you go into the transaction, because y'all are gonna, be working together and everything. And same
Yeah.
with buyers. So you have to go in. You have to be able to have the hard conversations, be dynamic, and make the changes that you have to make, whether it be price or you need to put updated
Yeah.
photos on or whatever the case may be. Because like if I take photos in December and everything's dead, and then it's still on the market in March and everything's greening up, I'll take new photos.
Yeah.
Because everything changed at that point.
I got you.
But you have to be able to make those changes, and like you said, volume. You want to, make sure you have something else out there.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got a question. I got a tough one for you here. You ever get a buyer that contacts you to purchase a house or purchase property up here, and you're like, dude, this guy's a dickhead. I really don't want him living in Decatur. So you're just like, no, I can't help you, man.
No, haven't had that yet.
Oh wow, okay.
No, and I,
You're an
You don't have a no
opportunist.
dickhead policy.
yeah, I've had difficult people to deal with, but I mean, it's usually there's something else causing that. It's not
Yeah.
the transaction itself. So.
Okay, so say a neo-Nazi called you, and you're like, I don't want my daughters growing up in the same community as this guy.
Can't still help them.
Not that I have a problem with neo-Nazis. I really, but you catch my drift, right?
Yep.
For the record, the Whiskey Bros do not condone
So you would make
neo-Nazism.
you would make a
Condone the
good
insurance
defense
fraud.
attorney.
Well, so that's, I mean, on real estate side, I mean, when we go our ethics classes and everything,
Yeah.
it's not allowed. So, I mean,
Oh.
if they still want help, we help them.
I mean, I treat people I don't like, so I feel you, man. I was just
Yeah.
putting you through the test.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
And then Diane had a question that she brought up that's a pretty good one, especially for us aged gentlemen that are occupying the room.
I can't. We kind of hit on it. I think with all the lap stuff too. So
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
it'll
but
be
we
good.
didn't discuss actual real
Right.
estate.
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Since
well,
you're
because
there, but go.
I've only been here for 5 years, and I've seen how much Decatur has changed just in these 5 years.
This 5 years has been ferocious.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy. But I
Because
guess
we stayed fairly reasonable during COVID. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm
I
kind
didn't just say that. Sorry. I keep interrupting.
of. So how much has it changed since you guys have been here with people moving in from other states or from the Metroplex?
A lot.
Yeah.
So
Or
you're talking.
DFW
Dallas,
or Dallas.
DFW.
I know. I was
Dallas,
thinking about
Dallas.
that. Ugh.
I'm going to take that to the grave, aren't
I
I?
like this one. Yeah, because you're talking to a guy that can still remember the old Walmart.
Yeah. You want to talk a
Oh.
time frame of what, 20 years, 30 years?
Yeah,
Okay.
20 years.
Was the old Walmart still here when you were youngish?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, man. My grandma used to pick me up from school, take me to Walmart, and we used to go
Remember
look at
the,
all the fish.
yeah, I
that
remember
live
the,
aquariums.
Oh, I've
Yeah.
heard about these fishes.
Yeah.
Walmart
Hey,
has
I heard the
Wait,
new
you
one's
didn't
getting them.
Go to Walmart when there
What?
was fish?
No.
What?
Walmart
Yeah.
is you do not step foot in Walmart in California.
Yeah, well, I'm not, so okay, so I'm gonna go out on
Well,
a limb and
then.
say that's the only thing I agree with.
I do not step
Californians.
foot in Walmart in Decatur
I
currently.
hate that place,
Jesus
man.
Christ.
No, but
know.
the Walmart here is so nice.
No. What are you talking
Compared to
about?
California's, oh yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Huh.
But I heard the new one's getting
Those must
pet
be
store
trash.
stuff and.
I don't
Where'd
care.
you
I'm
go in
not stepping foot
California?
in
No, I'm not going in there.
I can't figure out who's the biggest snob. Y'all are the Californians.
I hate
Californians.
this Walmart more than anything.
For sure, the Californians.
Where did you
It's the
go in
parking lot for me.
California?
yeah. What part of California there?
Riverside.
Yeah, where did you
California.
grocery shop in
Yeah,
California?
what'd you do?
Trader Joe's, Stater Brothers.
Oh, well, we didn't get those until
Oh,
what,
fancy.
8 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what we did have? Central Market. You
Well,
didn't have
no,
those.
not too long.
Market.
Not too. We didn't have that for a while.
No,
That's
we
where I
had
get my
them. You just had
coffee
to
at.
drive to them in Dallas
Well, that's
DFW.
true. Yeah. Well, no,
Starting to feel like we're in South Lake.
was there another one before South Lake?
Jared did say that he hates going to South Lake, but he will make special trips to South Lake just to go get coffee at Central Market.
That's my
Yeah.
jam.
This is
and,
true.
And they are owned by HEB, and we're currently getting an HEB close by
Yeah,
in
that's
In
awesome.
Alliance.
Alliance area.
Yeah.
Did they,
Oh,
did
that's
they
cool.
finally come out and reapprove that, or say they're going to do that?
I don't know.
'Cause
I think they're pretty close.
I
but-
think Alliance.
They're going to
or
have a
something like that
bloodbath on their hands if they
announced it,
don't approve it.
And then
I know.
HEB came out and said, "Nah, we're not doing that."
Yeah.
Jared said
That's
the
got to
other,
be some
Well,
sort
I-
of marketing
I
test.
think
gotta
it,
be.
they may have got their feelings hurt because someone else announced it before they did, or
Well,
something.
let's
I
bring
don't know.
HEB to Decatur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can't.
all on
we
board.
can't, sir.
Why?
Jared
So-
said the other day that HEB was like a cult,
Oh,
and it's,
yeah.
I'm proud to be
Yeah.
a part of the HEB cult.
Yeah. The Whataburger cult, the HEB cult,
That's
and
right.
It's a good
Lucky's
cult.
cult.
Yeah.
They're
I'm-
from San Antonio, right?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
I'm glad that
Yeah.
Bridgeport's getting a Whataburger because
Amen.
the
Yeah.
traffic at this one.
It's the nightmare.
Stupid.
It is.
It's
Well,
the worst.
you got to do the app thing. You got to get the app, order ahead, park
It
the
is.
spot.
It is better, but it's still
The
crazy.
little old man comes
Yeah.
out. Hey, here's your order, chance.
I feel sorry
remember
for.
my name every time.
I feel sorry.
No, it's on the ticket.
See, I suspect the whole like
We need
Selden,
him on
New
the
Jersey
podcast.
actually
Yes,
affected
we do.
Whataburger. I,
You know
I
what
feel like
Chicago.
it has. Was it
Chicago.
Chicago?
Chicago.
Somewhere up north.
Bought out
of,
Whataburger.
like-
Yep. You know they got hush hush real quick. It's like, okay, we bought it. Shh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, don't tell anyone.
Now-
by the way, the old man from Whataburger,
Uh-huh.
he also works at Taco Bell.
Does he really?
Really?
Good for him.
Yeah, I went
Dude.
into Taco
Really?
Bell the other day to get a sweet tea because they have bomb sweet tea, and
What?
he was working there.
Water.
How did you discover Taco Bell has bomb sweet
Yeah,
tea?
that's what I want to know about.
I thought Chicken E had the best sweet tea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
There's
closed
another
down.
sweet
It's
tea,
remodeling.
but-
It's coming back in October
but-
next month, though. It's coming
I
back.
hear this.
October
Yeah.
1st.
Yeah.
That old man
Right.
at Whataburger
But-
kind of reminds me. Remember the old commercials for Six Flags with the old man that would dance outside?
Yes.
Oh yeah, him.
He reminds me of him.
Yeah.
Dude, I feel so
My-
sorry for him. Dude,
My
I
great grandpa actually looked exactly like him.
Oh my god.
yeah, he starts. I can see him coming in, and like I'll get out of the car and go up to the door. And I'm like, bro, just give me my
Yeah,
food."
just
Give me
you
my
don't
food
want to
and-
walk into
and
the
give me a
car.
hug.
No,
He's like everybody's grandfather.
no, he's awesome. But
Yeah,
it's
he's
just-
At the old Walmart, we used to have a greeter just like him too.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. He was
Yep.
there. Yeah.
Yes.
But he works at Taco Bell, and then you discovered
bomb sweet tea. Okay, so
Yeah,
when you say
so-
bomb sweet tea compared to other Decatur sweet tea places, name the other.
Okay, so Chicken E closed down, obviously.
Yeah, it had the
Yeah.
bomb
They
sweet
didn't
tea.
close down. They're remodeling.
Remodeling.
Get it
Well, for a
right.
while, I thought it was
It's
permanent.
It's still devastating.
I almost made a song about them too.
I think you
Casa
have,
tea,
it has
sweet
to happen.
tea.
No,
now.
Taco
But-
Casa sweet.
Taco
Taco
Casa
Casa.
is great.
So
but
compare from Taco Casa to Jack or I hate saying this word Taco Bell, but go ahead. I hate Taco Bell.
No, you don't.
broke
You've
my
had.
heart a little bit.
No, I eat it. It's just everything there. Okay,
He's not happy about it.
Let the lady
Youngster.
tell her damn story.
no, we done squirreled. Name me one thing from Taco Bell that tastes different from the other thing from Taco Bell. It all tastes the same. Everything, no matter
Say
what you
Mexican
order.
I
Pizza.
don't know. Their chicken quesadillas are pretty good.
So good. I just had some.
Bro, if y'all want a quesadilla,
So good. Oh,
Go
go,
to
to my
Monzon's.
parents.
go to
obviously.
Monzon's food
Hello.
truck.
Obviously.
If y'all want sweet tea, go to HTO and
I mean, are we really sitting around talking about
Hold
fast
on.
food?
HTO.
Let's tell you about
I
HTO.
love that place.
We are famous because
Yeah,
of
that's the
HTO.
same place we go
in
to,
Dumas. Yeah.
I love that place.
Yeah, they first opened up in Dumas in the Panhandle, and we stopped in to get
Yes.
some tea, and they're like, "Can we take your picture?"
They did not sound like that, dude. They're not from freaking.
voice.
Chico.
So we're like, "Yeah, we're from
geez.
Dallas DFW," and they took
what's
our
that?
picture, and we're on their
Yeah.
website. Before it was popular here, we knew about. We're the hipsters of HTO because we knew
Their
about it.
their
Okay.
Georgia peach tea. Like I don't even drink sweet
That-
tea, but their Georgia peach tea is great.
Have y'all had that? What he's
I've
talking
never
about?
been to HTO.
There's one in Denton now.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
All
I
right.
did not know
That's
that.
All right.
Denton
By
to me is
Torchy's.
almost California.
Rayleigh has
Just
the
saying.
100%.
table.
Yeah, sorry,
100%.
Rayleigh. Go for it.
So there you
but
were.
Bomb
Taco
sweet tea, old
Casa-
man.
Taco Casa parking lot just really is trash, and I just
It
Agreed.
is.
It is.
Can confirm.
there's
Yes.
just too many people there around lunchtime, so I just decided I was gonna go try Taco Bell's sweet tea, and it is great.
Okay, so I'm going tomorrow, and I'm going to get a brownish pizza. I don't know if
A
can
Mexican
we say
pizza?
Mexican anymore?
You can say
it's
Mexican.
against
And then I'm going to get some sweet
the
tea.
menu.
Brownish.
You better hope it's
I
good.
think you
Brownish?
you made it more racist.
Right.
Why?
I know. You're
Why?
like
Do
brownish.
you like really
like
sweet
the-
sweet
the-
tea?
I don't know if I
It's
can
really
trust them because they
sweet.
carry
Nasty.
Pepsi products, so I think I'm out on that.
Yeah,
Taco
no.
Bell?
Yes.
They don't have Dr. Pepper?
They have
Yeah.
Dr.
They
Pepper,
have
but they
Dr.
carry
Pepper, so it's
Pepsi, everything else.
Okay. All right. So you go to Taco Bell and specifically searching of sweet tea.
Yes.
Did you order anything else on the menu?
I definitely got a chicken quesadilla.
Okay.
also.
All right. All right.
Do you
But-
order in English or is it in Spanish?
I can't speak
You're like,
Spanish.
Does
"Hola, yo
does
me
the
llamo
Whataburger? What's the
Rayleigh."
Whataburger man do there?
I don't know. The other day he was just standing there like handing people a bag.
What if he was
so-
ordering and he was just handing them out to y'all?
I
'cause he
wonder
really
if
likes
people are
people?
going to realize that and start going to Taco Bell.
I don't know.
All of
Huh.
a sudden.
I might.
I can
Yeah,
order.
Taco Bell's always like busy when I go. So
Yeah.
Isn't
I know they
order?
canceled their Baja flavored chalupa. So
That was
That was the
bullshit.
bomb.
that
Yeah.
was bullshit.
Isn't ordering
get a
and talk?
chicken
If you want to order in Spanish, just quiero quesadilla.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that.
If you
Yeah.
want something controversial here right now,
Yep.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna say it.
say it.
Popeye's chicken sandwich is better than Chick-fil-A's.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Ooh,
Oh,
I
there was
totally
people
agree.
getting
I'm
murdered.
with you. No, I think their fried chicken period
Yeah.
is
Is better.
yeah, I know.
I think
But
I agree with you.
Can you dispel
Yeah.
the rumors? Like I keep hearing rumors, like they were thinking about putting Chick-fil-A in Decatur, or they tried to
real.
put Chick-fil-A in Decatur like 3 times, or somebody
There-
has the rights to the
There's been a
Chick-fil-A in
lot of
Decatur.
people that I've talked to that
Yeah.
I've heard who have tried, who've looked into it, because it's not really expensive to get started.
I
From
would
what
rather
I was
have a
told,
Popeyes, quite frankly.
we had one.
We had one.
and then we had a
Didn't
KFC.
last.
What happened?
It's up where the meat market
We're
is
is.
too
where the-
white.
no,
We're
it's
too
where the
white.
meat market
That's
was.
what it is. We're too white.
It was,
No, I've
it
heard
was
the same
KFC.
thing
Yeah.
with numerous people trying to get Chick-fil-A coming. They won't do it. Same way.
It's
Well,
based
so
off the population.
Yeah, I
right?
think
which
I think
doesn't
they
make
look
any
at,
goddamn
It
sense
does
because
not.
they look at
doesn't.
the city limits.
They
Listen,
look
we
at
have
just
a
the city
Starbucks.
limits, but they don't look at like the
Yes.
76234 zip code. They look
Yep.
at just the city limits.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah,
now that
we're
it can't
small.
expand,
Yeah,
Annex
got to
it.
We're
annex
screwed.
that in.
Yeah, because me and the local weatherman here, you should know who I'm talking about when I say weatherman. We looked into getting a Jersey Mike's here and said the same thing.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
they wouldn't do it.
Jersey Mike's.
It tastes you want to talk about something tasting the exact same?
Yeah,
that is
true.
Jersey Mike's. You order one thing, you've ordered everything.
Well, I
on the
only
menu.
order
what the
one
hell
thing
is
from
wrong
Jersey
with you?
Mike's.
I'm disappointed.
That is kinda true.
You're
thing's-
excommunicated as a friend.
when it,
Jersey
when
Mike's
it
is the
comes to like
bomb.
what those people are looking at, you got to think like Decatur is in that phase. Like remember when we were all like 11,
Yeah.
and like going through puberty and stuff.
Well, you weren't even born
Decatur's
when I
like
was 11,
there,
so.
and so
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
just not there yet. It needs to be here, but it's like still here, but it's too big to do stuff, but too small to do everything else.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So
sucks.
what's your favorite privately owned restaurant?
Just in general.
Yeah, let's go around the table.
Why's it gotta be privately
Not
owned?
Whiskey Bros because
What
we
does
don't
that
have
even mean?
favorites.
Non-chain restaurant.
Yeah, I'm tired of talking about fast food,
Are we,
but
ta-
it's
are we
like
talking about in Wise County?
yeah.
I don't
or
know if Papa Bros
Decatur.
is
Decatur.
privately owned.
Decatur?
But
Indicator.
we could say
don't-
Wise
in,
County.
in Decatur?
I'm gonna give you two.
Let's just
Okay,
say
this
Wise
is good.
County.
yeah,
So
let's keep it smaller.
in Wise County,
Non-chain.
I
Hey,
absolutely.
why do you
love-
get to go first, sir? Ladies first. Jeez.
I asked him.
God, wow.
I was looking at.
He's the head of
No.
the group.
Yeah,
Jeez, this
Jared, go
guy.
first.
All right, go.
in Decatur, Mauasia.
Ooh,
Okay,
yeah, I love
I-
that
I-
place.
I agree.
Okay.
And then
Did
if
you go
I'm
to school with
looking-
those dudes?
I think so. Yeah.
I went to school with Victor.
You went to school with them.
Yeah.
And then I guess it's kinda
Bro, you,
considered
wait,
same,
wait, you got to stop.
but Pluckers.
I've went to Malaysia and ordered 30 egg rolls before. I'm just saying.
What is
I've-
you with the bulk
got
order?
Another
Did you
pastor
Say
party?
fuckers.
Not for the past party.
For
though.
have
just
you-
Dude,
himself.
their egg rolls are amazing.
Have you ordered them frozen and taken them home and cooked them?
No,
later?
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's how I did it,
30.
too.
They were frozen.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't know you could do that.
Oh, yeah.
They're so good. That's what
That's
I
cool.
did too.
They are the bomb.
So what was your second
Mine,
choice?
sorry. Yeah.
Pluckers.
That's not in Wise County.
I
Wise
know,
County
I just love
Homes?
Pluckers.
No, Wise County.
Just had to
I
give
love
a quick
how- I
shout
love how
out.
wings.
All right. Well, then third.
Yeah.
All right.
Pluckers sponsored Lucier Group.
And Whiskey Bros.
Yeah, you're welcome.
We do love Pluckers. Whiskey
They're
Bros.
easily my favorite wings, probably.
Yeah.
Pluckers, yeah.
Pluckers.
Yep.
Y'all have to try Duff's Wings in
Duff is good.
in South Lake.
Oh,
Yep.
God.
We
I
gotta
know,
wash, we
I
gotta wash our
know, I
cars.
know.
We gotta wash our cars to go down.
No.
If you just
I'll
wash
have
one
to
car and
go.
I'll ride together.
I only
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Lucier outing. Somebody will watch their vehicle. I'll go eat.
Well, I only
I've never
have
heard
a-
of these places.
I only have
My
a
husband and I,
Toyota,
we
so I'll have to go
love
rent
wings.
one.
So, and we have voted that Duff's Wings is the best.
Okay.
Yeah, it
Du-
is
Are you
very
saying
good.
You saying
Dove?
Dove?
Duffs.
Duff.
Like Duff
Duff's.
beer
Like
from
Duff beer from The
Duff's.
Simpsons.
So Duff's was started in Buffalo,
Okay.
up in New York, and
So it's legit.
and,
Buffalo.
I mean, and it's like their hot is like hot.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll change
Let's
a
do
lot.
it. A group
Yeah,
outing
we'll
to
have to do
Duff.
that
Heck
for
yeah.
sure. All right, youngster, you're up.
Just like
Don't
Wise-
say Taco Bell.
No.
Wait, did Kristen get her second one? Did you
Well,
get
we
two?
only said one,
Yeah, you only said
technically.
one.
Jared just went
Kristen
off and
doesn't go
said two.
here.
Kristen
She's from
didn't
San
even say
Antonio.
Okay.
hers.
Oh, you said Duff Wings.
In
Wise County, Wise County, yeah.
That's tough.
It's tough.
Primos.
Good choice.
Oh, that's a
Primo's
good
is
one.
really
Good
good.
choice. Yeah.
Thursdays. What do y'all know about Thursday and the Giso on Primos?
Oh no,
On Thursdays, they do Giso. Oh, my God.
is it fantastic?
Oh, my.
I
not
eat
real.
Primos
We talked
every
about
single
this.
Tuesday night. Every single Tuesday night.
What's Tuesday night?
Don't miss it. Taco Tuesday.
At Primos.
Primos,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. I'm sorry.
So I do love Primos for sure.
Well, you can't because they already said that.
Yeah,
So you got to
so
say
it's
something.
love something else.
Okay, so I can't choose one that they've already chose. Another.
I mean,
good,
technically you can, but we're not going to allow it.
I love both of their choices, but I'm gonna also throw out Verona's.
Mhm.
It's
Ooh,
great.
Solid choice. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
And then also.
Well,
we're
also
getting-
remember we said West County because everybody so far is
Yeah,
in
so
Decatur.
if we're getting
but-
out of Decatur, Bridgeport has Dossie.
oh my God.
So good.
Speaking
So
of
good.
Veronas, y'all, I had the greatest idea one day, and everybody in my life
It
has
is
shot it
not
down.
that great, Jared.
No, it's a great idea.
You just got the hand.
Yeah. So
You're like,
like
we
God,
gotta
not
we gotta
this
hear it now
again.
though.
I think the guys are gonna be like, hell yeah, that's a great idea.
All right, yeah.
So you just take French bread and you hollow it out and you put spaghetti in it like a ice cream cone,
That's
and
a
you can carry it
fantastic
around.
idea. Yeah, it's like
bread and
spaghetti,
spaghetti.
on
Yeah,
the
and like
go.
spaghetti
Okay,
and
but-
meatballs, you just carry that around. And you're like,
It's freaking
okay.
great
Who really
idea.
is like, oh, I really want spaghetti.
A spaghetti
to,
cone.
Like,
Yeah,
to
sounds
go
phenomenal.
today while
Spaghetti
I'm running
cone.
all of my
Yeah.
errands. No.
I don't know if that's
Just
a good
imagine
idea.
you're sitting there,
Bring,
eat your spaghetti. You're like, I
Stop.
think I need
Dude,
those
I'm
shoes
gonna
too.
try
Dude.
that.
he keeps bringing up this idea like to everybody he knows, and I think he's just waiting for people to like get on their knees and like. That's
You're a
the
genius.
best
Yeah,
idea
that's
ever.
gonna-
I
it's
think
gonna
it's a
ex-
really good idea.
No,
Rob,
it's not because it's
Yeah.
gonna
Dude,
explode all
no,
over
it
your
won't.
shirt.
Like you melt some cheese in there with it. Put
Yes.
some
It's gonna
meatballs,
go
No, you-
everywhere.
it's
like
kinda like-
Parmesan cheese.
It's like the cones that you get with
Yeah.
ice cream, but like instead of putting
Okay,
chocolate
okay.
in the bottom,
And-
you put a
and you
meatball
can
in
get
it.
like
Ice
the
cream is a lot
Asiago cheese
better.
bread.
Wait.
Yeah.
I'm gonna squash this real quick. Like
No.
tomorrow,
We had that.
go to Subway, order
No.
a freaking meatball sub,
Yep.
and eat it like a cone, and see what happens, Holmes.
No, it'll work.
No,
No, it
they
won't.
slice the side of the bread.
Well,
you have to
yeah,
follow the
it's
bread
sliced
out.
all the way down.
It's
a fantastic idea.
So
Yeah,
okay, you have your bread and you hollow it out and you put a
What? How
meatball
you
on the
gonna
bottom.
hollow
Don't
out your
listen to
bread?
negative
There's a
Nancy.
knife.
Don't
okay?
listen to
They
negative
make
Nancy.
tools for that.
So you do that, and then you put a meatball on the bottom, like the chocolate in the bottom of those other
Jared,
cones.
it's still
Oh
a
my
good
God.
idea.
It's
You
a
get,
great-
that's
But-
Wise County.
but
Get a
what
big
do you
for a
do
bit.
with
props,
that?
props, man.
What do you do with the inside of the bread that you hollow
You eat
out?
it.
Who
You
cares?
just waste
cares?
it. Yeah.
You're
It's
not
the
going to be
best
hungry
part.
after you
You
eat
cut,
it anyway.
okay, so if you a business person, you would take that and you turn it into garlic bread and sell that too.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Ooh,
Like
that
what they've
was-
done with donut holes.
Yeah.
Now I like that
yeah.
idea.
See.
Stick it in the oven. You
Yeah.
can turn it into like croutons.
Yeah.
Or like chicken wings. Chicken wings used to be a disposable. They were a waste product. They threw them away, and
So
like in the
brisket.
mid '90s, all of a sudden it
It's
started
the
out
best
with
part
buffalo
now.
wings.
All right, Squirrel. Back to your. Did you say what yours was?
You did.
Verona's.
Verona's.
And
Dossie.
Dossie.
I like Dossie too.
Yes, Dossie's is
Verona's.
amazing.
Okay, it's not even on the menu, but it's called the Chicken Murphy.
You just made that.
They put it on the.
They put it on the
Board
specials
specials. Yeah, we've had it.
sometimes, but it's not on
Yeah.
the menu.
She's
but
like, my
it's
favorite thing
so
there's
good.
not on the menu. It's a kids meal chicken nuggets. Come on.
Absolutely not.
Dude, I remember when that place
Okay.
first
All right.
came to town. The boy. I don't even know if the boys were working up there. I think it was just
Oh,
the
Jurgen
dad.
and all them.
Huh?
Jurgen and all them.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh,
but
Jurgen,
they
that's-
barely spoke English. It
Oh,
was-
wow.
Oh, it was
They
amazing.
were not very good in
Still
English.
amazing.
All right, Fire. Well, you're up.
No, we're not in this. It's just them.
Okay.
Bullshit.
Diane?
We get to say ours too. What are you talking about?
Yeah, we get a pass.
Before
okay.
Diney says anything, I've heard her talk crap about every Mexican food in Decatur.
Oh, I know.
Well,
I
it's
know.
not like
So
California,
we have
evidently.
to. We
Yeah.
have. There's only one.
She's like, "Have you had a Baja taco?" I'm like,
That's it.
"Okay."
Yeah. don't ask for freaking
First off.
queso on your tacos,
Oh,
whatever
no.
you do.
Don't get me started.
All right, D, what's up?
Obviously, my parents. They're my favorite.
Okay,
They really are.
take that out of it because
Yeah.
that was obviously. But
Okay, I would have to say Walking Beam.
But they don't even sell food anymore.
you freaking California.
don't?
Hey, did y'all,
No.
speaking
Oh,
of
well, I
welcome,
didn't know that.
there's like another pizza joint coming right
I
next
saw
door to
that.
them.
I saw that.
That's how
No.
bad they were. Yeah, that's how bad
okay,
their pizza
back
is.
when they I will say when they were serving food and when they were serving pineapple on pizza, they were my favorite.
I like pineapple on
I
pizza.
love
Sorry,
pineapple
I do.
on my pizza.
too.
Yeah, but their pizza just wasn't that good.
I think
like-
it was maybe the vibe too.
It was like flash microwaved.
Every time I
Okay.
talked about cauliflower crust, because that was a big
Oof,
thing.
I can't do that.
That's trash.
no,
And
yeah.
I got nervous every time.
Well, and
I
that's
bought my
another
pizza.
thing
Yeah.
too is that they weren't making it the actual
Vegans.
healthy way. Yeah.
Okay, let's take your California nonsense out of the.
Okay,
Go
fine.
again.
Dossie.
Now you're
Dossie
talking.
Pro.
Okay, all
But
right.
I do have to mention one outside of Wise County because they're my absolute favorite.
Okay.
Well, I guess Jared did, so
Yep,
whatever.
I have to.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cocoa shrimp. My absolute
Ooh, I've heard
favorite.
about this place.
Dude,
I have
it's
not.
so good.
Yeah.
Where is
Cocoa
it?
shrimp.
It's
Is it a chain?
in Alliance.
Yeah, it's in Alliance area. I've heard like
Yeah.
some stuff talked
Like,
about
what's
it.
so
yeah.
great about it?
The shrimp, dude.
Yeah, it's like their fried shrimp, boiled shrimp, cocoa shrimp, shrimp.
Are they like
shrimp scampi?
Yeah.
Are they like larger shrimp?
Yeah.
You can go
I love the enthusiasm and your
Larger
vocal
shrimp.
and your facial. I don't know what that
The
was,
body,
but it was
yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, but I've heard
Are they
good
just
things
more
about
like
it, though.
cocoa nutty?
Yep. Cocoa nutty.
Yeah.
Is Doc okay? You wanna check
Okay.
on him over there,
Okay.
Savage?
So they have
I'm just
We've
on a
been
roll,
pouring-
man.
Yeah,
start
we've been pouring a
naming
lot.
the shrimps
they
off.
have
Go ahead.
cocoa flakes shrimp. They have a teriyaki, I believe.
So
they
it's
have a
like-
garlic,
It's literally like bubble gum.
Yeah,
and
it's
they
like
have
everything.
sweet and spicy, and then they have a salad with a poppy seed dressing and the rice. It's just all
Yeah,
good.
I've heard good things
And I
about
have to
it.
marry the
So-
woman that
so
does
good.
not like shrimp or
Oof.
anything.
Almighty,
that
or
comes
So,
from-
barely
so the
even
closest
steak.
it sounds like it's me and you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. The closest one's Alliance.
And then they're
Yeah.
putting one in Denton.
Oh yeah.
Well, we'll go
Yeah,
to
we don't
I
Alliance.
said it
screw the
right.
Denton
Not-
place. Yeah,
Guess we're going to
Denton.
Alliance.
yeah,
That's
we're going
how I
to
used to say
Alliance.
it too.
Joke.
Denton.
Denton.
Yeah.
Denton, but
No, it's
I don't
Denton.
It's
want to
not
get hated on.
Denton. It's
It's
not
Denton.
Denton, Callie, if you're listening.
Denton.
Oh, hey, Chance, now you can smile because they're taking a picture of all of us.
I'm not even. Yeah, I'm
That's
not
right,
even-
he's not.
Okay, did you guys even answer my question
No,
What was your question?
about 20 years ago?
Yeah. No, we started talking
Eventually,
about
yes, we're going to answer it.
Yeah, no. Well,
It
we
was
started talking
literally
about it.
your answer was so much.
But I guess the population's probably tripled in the last 20
yeah,
years.
At least.
It's been quite
wow.
a bit.
So what do
I
you
got
what do you
that.
feel
That's
like
crazy.
in the city limits of Decatur? Since she asked how big's that change, because I've noticed that there's still pretty big chunks of just land
Yeah.
in the city, especially like on the railroad tracks over there by Business 287. All that land over there. I mean, it's still pretty big chunk.
Is that in city limits?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're talking about like where the industrial park is? Over
No.
there?
Like you could. So if you're at Whistle
Oh,
Stop,
speaking of which, we're
Yeah.
going to talk about that.
You're talking about that big piece of land.
and you go across the railroad tracks, all that to the all the way out to the Carson Elementary, basically, where the
Yeah, that's the
there's a
industrial
Mexican-
park, right?
Oh, so
No, it's not.
on the other side's the industrial park, but on the side you're talking about,
No. The industrial park's out on 2264.
right? But like you can see that from Business 287. So like if you're going towards 2264, you have industrial park here, and then there's big pieces of land over here by the elementary school, right?
So it kind of goes in front of Carson.
Yep.
But then it goes back towards Decatur.
Yep.
So if you walk right out of Whistle Stop Cafe
Yeah, you're
and you
looking
go
at it.
you go across railroad tracks, that land right there, it goes all the way out to your road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's a big chunk.
That's
But
still all
there's-
privately owned.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
some
yeah.
big swatches that are all privately owned.
but that's what I'm saying. There's big chunks of land like that, and then there's
Eventually,
the,
it'll be houses.
But I mean,
Oh, yeah.
they're big chunks of land. But you know, when
since like, what she was back to. So what do you think? Back to what she asked. What do you think the difference is from then into city limits, land wise?
like how much it's grown.
Right.
I mean, it's grown. I wouldn't say substantially since
I mean,
like when I moved to Decatur.
inside
Look at all
city
that
limits.
growth out past me.
Yeah,
out,
it's
out past
it's like
4010.
Right, but it's not the
it's
city
Decatur.
limits.
That's
It's Decatur,
nuts.
but not Decatur city limits.
Right.
It's like you think about like where Cliff Street and all that stuff is over there, and there's a big where that big
Huge.
mansion
Yeah.
is that sat there like for years and years and years.
Yeah.
That's all a huge swatch of land that is privately
Still
owned.
privately
Someone-
owned.
Someone just owns
Yeah.
it.
It's
And-
astonishing that these people aren't like, I'll sell this for millions and go buy somewhere else.
Well, and the
Yeah.
other spot, I think it's not in city limits, but down by Las Brisas,
yeah.
going down towards Indian Trails, they're like right past Las Brisas on the right side. There's
Yeah.
like a 500-acre tract right there, and it's all trees, and it's still undeveloped.
Yeah, it will be. Everything around here will be eventually.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's something.
Oh,
you
man,
can't stop it.
There's
You either
like
embrace it
five
or you.
big giant home developments coming in, but it's all in the city.
Yeah,
So, I
one
mean, I know
one
it's coming.
past South Martin Branch.
Two.
Two.
I think. Well, the second part is, or the,
The
last
second part of South Martin,
Branch.
and then
Yeah.
there's another group already bought it out farther.
So
Yeah.
I would say inside city limits, not a lot's been going on, but like directly outside
From
of city limits, and then
development
Decatur,
standpoint, right.
Township or
Like
whatever,
in the
whatever you would.
ETJ.
It's been a lot.
Yeah.
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 Huge. And,
Yeah,
and in the 20 years, the style of houses
Yeah.
and the size of houses, like, a 2,000 square foot house 25, 30 years ago was monumental.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you're looking at like 26, 27, 2800s.
Yep.
Like your
Yeah,
average.
and everything back
Right.
then was kind of ranch style, single story, low pitch roofs. Now you get big peaks and big McMansion type things. 3,500s. Yeah, what you were talking about, square footage. It's style wise, I think that's the biggest change is what's going on in the last 20
people
years.
like that more better.
More better?
More
Yeah,
better.
more
Okay,
better.
because they're like
Yeah.
you're not
Like that
building
more better.
You're not building up, and like you're still going to be try to be single story.
Yeah.
But you want it to have the appearance of
Of a multi-story,
of a
yeah.
huge house. So
Yeah,
they're building
that's
it
the
to
city
higher
limits
fit.
loves it when you have multi-story.
Yeah.
Personally, I hate the big peaks and everything, and it's just attic space. Like, man, if I'm spending the money to put that kind of pitch on my roof and that kind of room, I want that all finished out.
I put Christmas lights on our house in South Martin Branch the
Yeah.
very first year. So I was like, I'm not paying someone to put Christmas lights on here. I got on the roof,
paid.
and it was like a 12-12 pitch. And I was like, I'm never doing this again.
Nope.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I instantly,
I won't get on my 12-12.
it's not worth it.
I happily paid Joe Boyd. What's his company's name? Firefighter Lights or
Yeah.
something like that. He did ours, and yep, that's money well spent. And it's brilliant because you buy the damn lights, pay him the fee. He stores the lights, keeps the lights, and you just pay him an annual fee, and he comes and puts your lights on every year.
Yep.
Yep.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Yep.
Absolutely brilliant. So, other changes, I guess, the square has been fast food's always trickled in and out here. The square has been probably the biggest business change, I would think, because it was attorneys' offices, it was
Antique shops.
antique shops, it was
Well, the
a sandwich shop.
Yeah, the square and the surrounding it, because I think they've expanded technically the downtown district
Right.
yeah,
a lot.
yeah,
so
yeah,
that's-
for sure.
it's-
I
But
think the biggest sign of progress,
Is
me
this-
personally,
Yeah.
record store. Yeah.
Oh, well,
Decatur
okay.
has a record store.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but
Yeah.
say the
Yeah.
name of it.
Why?
it's like-
is
Why? I
something-
don't know.
Wow,
it's a record
what
store.
great job!
I
Yeah,
don't
way to
know.
promote
Yeah.
it.
Record store.
Up there at the house desk.
Yeah.
Wise
record-
County
the record
Resale.
There you go.
That's exactly right.
Yeah,
Yep.
It not really. It's not painted as a record store, but
There's only one, so you don't actually have to know the name.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
just like, I'm going to the record store. Everybody knows where you're going.
Yeah.
But I think social life has come a long way in the last 20 years, and it's
In the last
directed
year,
to the downtown.
after COVID.
Yeah, but even
Yeah.
if you saw Decatur 20 years ago, there was no nightlife, social life, nothing
Oh,
on
yeah.
the square. It was
Right.
like business hours, everybody's gone. It was a ghost town on the
Well,
square.
9 o'clock,
Uh-huh.
everything shut down, and then
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I thought you guys had a Bono's or whatever. What was
We
it
did.
called?
we did have a bonus.
And that was extremely cool.
but that wasn't in the city.
Bonos, there's a lot of people that talk like this that go there.
Yeah, there was.
I have not
what
heard
was
good
the,
things
what was
about
We
it.
did have a bar in town though for a little bit. It's where the Chinese panda.
Rockin'
Oh,
E.
yeah.
Rock-
and then,
yeah,
and
remember
then it was
that?
Fat Daddy's.
Yeah. Then we used to have a bowling alley way back in the
Another
day.
bowling alley
Okay.
was awesome.
So
It was awesome. That's why I
Yeah.
don't understand why we don't have.
Yeah,
it.
I think
I
a
miss
bowling
the
alley would
bowling
kill
alley.
it here
Oh, it
again.
would,
Yeah.
for sure.
Well, we were talking
I'm
about
sorry?
the youth, but
where was it?
Where the bells.
That's
yeah.
where it was.
I've heard numerous things
How many
coming into
lanes?
that
Like
thing.
10 lane, little
Also
10
something-
lane
No,
bowling alley?
at the
So-
one we had.
you're
Yeah.
saying somebody
No.
bought that for a bowling alley?
No,
No,
I'm
she's saying it
someone
could
needs
be.
to.
Oh yeah, you're right.
How many lanes was that? It was like 20. It was huge.
I don't know. We were little
Yeah.
kids, so everything
Yeah,
seemed
it
bigger
could be.
then.
That's true.
But that's like the people, the age range we were talking about. That's like below drinking age and above. In that later junior, senior year,
Yeah.
they don't have a place. They don't have places to go.
well,
Yeah.
They don't
no,
have shit
no
to do.
kids do. There's
Yeah.
there's
Snapchat.
except the movie
Then go
theater.
to
Yeah.
Snapchat.
Oh yeah, you can do Snapchat, Instagram,
Yeah.
or whatever.
TikTok.
You don't need
TikTok,
places anymore.
You're king TikTok down there. So
Yeah.
That's right.
he knows best,
That's
I
right.
guess.
right?
But
I just wish they would bring Schlotsky's back.
Hey, good
K-Bob's.
point.
Yeah.
K-Bob's.
Y'all remember that?
K-Bobs, you
K-Bobs.
you don't
K-Bobs.
remember
I
K-Bobs.
remember
K-Bob's.
K-Bob's.
Do you really?
What, were you like newborn when it was here?
no joke.
She was born on the salad bar.
You were not here. You were not here when K-Bobs.
K-Bob's.
No, you
I
don't.
vividly remember K-Bob's.
No, you don't. I'm sorry.
Like
How old are
5
you?
years old, probably.
22?
I'm 22.
No way.
Yeah, it was. She was probably. She's not joking. I'm sure.
I was like 5, 6 years old when it left.
Yeah. I mean, what's more likely?
But I remember
In a
it.
blaze of glory,
Yeah.
it left.
Her memory is better or your
But-
memory is better? I think it's her.
I ate there, so she did not.
I think the gout is getting to his brain.
no, but that so I've heard
Take
through
your
the, I've
medication.
heard through the grapevine that old place was really really racist. Is what I've
that
heard.
K-Bob's
Oh,
was.
yeah.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Indicator? No way.
And around that
no
time-
way.
Yeah.
Oh, here's
Okay,
a.
so since I don't remember what K-Bob's was, Kristen's asking, what was it?
oh,
It was the greatest
So
salad
it was
bar
a-
of all time.
it was a home
Great
cooking,
salad
but it was a steakhouse.
Yeah, it was a
an average
steakhouse that you had to eat A1.
It's like getting a steakhouse or a steak at Chili's.
No, what was the place
had a
down
steak at
there?
Chili's.
The building's still there.
Cow camp?
No,
No,
right beside the Holiday
Western
Inn.
Sizzlin'.
Western Sizzlin.
Yeah.
Yes. But y'all probably don't even remember. I don't even think there's any of those any around.
That place needs to be bulldozed.
I can't believe that whole corridor is just dilapidated, vacant buildings.
That's why I don't understand why they don't bulldoze it, because that building's not up to date.
Yeah, there's no way. And to bring that up to date, it'd be cheaper to start over.
Just bulldoze it.
So what needs to happen is they need a service road up and down the both sides of 287. Otherwise, businesses are not going to keep.
That whole corridor there is supposed to be like they're supposed to shut down the 1810 exit into 287. There's supposed to be a big loop around. I mean, it's a big thing. But
where's that tortilla factory going?
Where the old Yesterday's.
was.
See, I saw that building. I thought, it's probably needs to be condemned.
So that's
Nope,
another thing.
I was
So
wrong.
they put on Facebook that it was going to be done at sunset, and I was like, "There's no way. There's no way they can get that building up to code."
Right, I wouldn't think so.
They're geniuses if they do, though.
But you got to think, like, back when Yesterday's was there and was, like, thriving,
Yeah.
the highway wasn't split with those concrete dividers.
No, it sure wasn't.
No,
You could just cross right over. And a lot of people died.
But the whole reason I think why Yesterday's left because their building wasn't up to code.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
So now,
And they had that brand new building
guess-
in Bridgeport. So
Yeah.
it's like,
I guess
why
I
not?
gotta spend some money updating the building.
that's the only thing I could see.
Yeah. Rayleigh, and so since you remember K-Bob's, do you remember Grandy's?
No way.
I don't
Okay.
remember.
That
I was
was
going to say,
my
if you
mom
said
before I
yes,
got
you were
here.
lying.
No
Chicken
way.
gizzards,
Grandy's
baby.
Dude, do you know how many free meals?
I mean, I've been
ate
to
at
a Grandy's, but obviously not one in Decatur.
I'm gonna blow your mind. Grandy's used to be where Starbucks is now.
Yeah.
Dude, that was gone when I came to Decatur. In
Oh, was it really?
97?
Yeah.
So you missed a fire.
96,
Yeah.
Where were you
It was
again
way
before you
before
were
my
here?
time.
Upstate New York.
Okay.
Another
Yep.
damn
so if you're
Dinner.
desperate for
God
chicken wing,
almighty.
okay,
I
trick
was
question.
15 minutes from the Baseball Hall of Fame. I was like way upstate. New
Yeah,
York.
you were.
Okay.
Holy cow.
Wow.
So you get trick question. Maybe it's not a trick question, but you get home Friday night. You're desperate for some chicken wings.
Yep.
You don't want to drive to
State Street Pizza.
Alliance. Where are you ordering?
State Street.
State
Wingstop.
Street.
They got pretty
State
decent.
Street
Wingstop?
has bomb
Yeah.
wings.
State Street.
I have a problem with
State Street
Wingstop.
I'll
wings.
try the wings. at
You might
Wingstop.
like those
Or
State Street wings better than
Have you
Pluckers.
not been
Think
to
so?
State Street?
Yeah, they're pretty
I don't
good.
know if
Great.
what he's saying is
I
right.
haven't had there. I usually
I
go.
think we shut this off and go there right now because I'm really
I
getting.
know I'm
I
hungry
know,
now
right?
that we're talking
Yeah.
about all this food
Call
stuff.
Rocky. She'll make us up some.
Yeah.
Oh, you know her on a personal level, huh?
I
Yeah,
don't
she's
know
awesome.
that. I don't know
Okay.
that her name's Rocky.
Hey,
but-
have y'all had that New Moon pizza that they have on the menu?
No. What
No.
is it?
It's like,
I've seen it on there before, but I haven't.
yeah.
had it.
So it's white sauce, white cheese, mozzarella, but it's got so much garlic.
All right, we love you guys, but we got to go eat.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like that garlic butter. I have them put bacon on there and mozzarella for me.
That sounds
Yes.
fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty. It is really.
So if
good.
somebody's wanting to buy, sell a house, how do they get a hold of you guys?
They can call, text, Facebook.
Oh, hold
You
on,
got a
we're
pretty
not
big
ending this
Facebook
yet because I
presence,
still have
right?
other topics to bring
Oh,
up.
do you have more
If you've got
topics?
if you've got to pee, just go do it.
I don't have to pee.
Okay,
I'm
good.
just hungry.
Is your gout okay?
My gout's good right now.
Right.
In the morning, it might not be.
All right. What has changed in the last 20 years is interest rates.
Oh.
And Diane and I were having a conversation the other day, which I did not know could be done. So 20 years ago, okay, I would say a 5 to 6% note is kind of average, kind of the normal.
Yeah.
But you didn't have $400,000 starter houses. You had $100,000 or $80,000 starter house.
Yeah.
So it was still relatively affordable.
so
A $400,000
but more
plus.
of your note went to interest.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
so it did. Okay, that's fine. But you're not paying. Yeah, the number that you're paying is lower than you can't afford a 6% loan on a $400,000 plus house.
Okay.
Right.
So now there's obviously before COVID, we were looking at what like prime rates of like 2.8
That was
something like that.
during COVID.
Okay,
Yeah.
not the case anymore. So we were talking about a technique the other day that I didn't know anything about. You can pay this interest rate down before you close.
Yeah. So on my house that we built in Decatur in South Martin, that one I think we were supposed to be close to 5. That was 2017.
Okay.
We were supposed to be close to 5, and we paid money. Obviously, it came out of our pocket, and we bought it down to 4.125.
Okay.
So with that, you're paying points to buy your interest rate down. Now the thing you have to look at, and everybody's different on their financing, but you look at that and you look at the cost to break even.
Yeah.
So if you pay $10,000 to buy down, and you're only in the house for a year and a half because you decide to go on to bigger, better things, you just wasted that $10,000 unless your break even is in that year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in our new house that we just finished in May, when we started the process of building that was in October, and interest rates are at like 3%. And then March rolled around when they first started adjusting the Fed rate, and I had the conversation with my lender, and he's like, "Hey, you're going to be at like 5.2." So we went down that road again of, okay, how much extra cash do we have? Because we're building, it's new construction. Like the builder's not going to eat that.
And you're looking at like differences of hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, and so
a month.
Yeah, and when we were already planning at building at 3%, and now we're talking 5%.
Yeah,
that's a big jump.
That's a huge.
So is that tax deductible?
I'd have to look into that. Honestly, I don't know.
Another aspect is
you can deduct like, your mortgage interest, I believe.
Yeah,
right. And so in the long run, is it better to do that? I guess it comes down to economic decision
if you're gonna be there like longer term, like our house, we built it to be there for the long haul.
Right.
So we paid our money and we bought down on this house to 4.125. And I think our break-even point was 4 years at that point. So we have to be in that house 4 years for that money to not be wasted.
Yeah.
But at that time, we were shopping around with lenders. One lender offered to buy us down to 2.99, but it was going to be like some ungodly number. I mean, I could have bought a pickup truck and paid cash for it to come down from 5%. So every file is different, but if you go that route, you can just be prepared, like, to pay for it, have the extra money to do it.
Yeah.
So if you're able to, I recommend it, because
So can you do that even after you have the loan?
At that point, you'd be looking more like a refinance.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing too, is like if you go that route and then you refinance in a year, that's the same thing as selling. So
probably refinancing at this point.
Yeah. I had people during COVID getting approved at like 2.5, 2.6.
Looking back, I wish we would have refinanced. We would have saved. I mean, we're like 3.75, but even saving a point at a $300,000 loan, that's a lot of money every month.
Yeah, I saw an article on Business Watch the other day that said right now, if you're shopping compared to a year ago, in like a median house, the difference in the monthly price is like $900 a month because of the interest rates.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's a
big jump.
How's the rental market indicator right now?
Still pretty hot.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I bet it's hotter because you have people that have been priced out now of a beginner house.
You would have people that were looking at $300,000, and now for them to fit in the budget of $300,000 from a year ago, they're at like $230,000, $250,000 where they're comfortable. So they had to come down. Well, the availability of houses now in that price point just aren't there right now.
Okay.
So
yeah. Okay. Well, that segues into another question I have. Like, I think this is an important one, especially is I don't know how to do it anymore. I think the old status quo of save up for $10,000 of for a down payment and get you a mortgage and get a house.
That's an old equation.
Uh-huh.
That don't work anymore. So how would you advise?
How do you get your kids out of the house?
How would you advise new homeowners or first time home buyers to go about it?
Depending on the financing. If you go FHA with an FHA loan, you're looking at like 3.5% down of whatever the purchase price is, plus your closing cost. And you got to think you have outside of those, you have your inspection, you have your appraisal, and those are all out of your pocket that you're paying for. So, and you need to have cash ready to go for that. And if you want to do a conventional loan, if the lender you're working with will do it, 5% down is their minimum for those, and then same type of deal, you're going to pay your prepaids like taxes, insurance, that kind of stuff at closing, and then whatever fees the lender will have. But I would say on average about 5% of whatever price range you're looking at.
Okay. With an outlook, what do you think? Would you advise new homeowners or first time home buyers to keep saving and wait, or get in, because I don't think anything's going to depreciate.
No,
values aren't going to go down.
My thing for buyers right now is if you absolutely love the house and you can make it happen, you can purchase the house and you can refinance later on.
Right.
As long as the rate, because the rates will adjust and they'll move continuously like they always do. And if they go back down like they were, we may not see 2.5 low 3s again. We may see 3.5, but you think of that compared to 6 now.
Yeah, it's significant.
You can make a pretty substantial drop right there if you refinance. Now, does it hurt to have to go finance right now at 6% on a house? If you absolutely love it, yeah, it still sucks.
Yeah, but if you're going to stay there long term, you can make it work.
If it's got everything you're trying to check off the boxes for, then
sure,
go for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That I feel like that answers my question that I didn't ask. Is like, okay, do you generally? It's like asking Chance if he recommends people eat meat, but do you generally
Yes. Answer
like
is yes.
recommend that home ownership is still worthwhile indicator?
Yeah, because I mean, rentals are. I've got several friends that
they're
own
brutal.
rental property, and I mean, we have some great landlords that are indicator.
Sure.
Some great owners that really take care of the tenants.
Everyone
but-
I've had indicator has been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you got to think like when it comes to a rental property, when their taxes go up. I mean,
Yeah, they're just passing that on.
Do they want to eat the cost of a tax increase? Like, no. If their insurance goes up, they're going to have
Yeah.
to adjust for that kind of stuff.
Sure.
So your rental's going to keep going up because of those kind of things increasing too.
Uh huh. Yeah.
So,
Huh.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that kind of covers it for me.
Yeah. Thanks for letting us pick your brain. Like
Absolutely.
quick fire
And-
session.
And
Absolutely.
ladies, thanks for bringing yourselves and your thoughts as well. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been good. Lucier Group, Jared, Kristen, Rayleigh, and Diane. If you're looking to sell or buy or whatever,
We'd love to help out.
yeah,
Yeah.
look them up on Facebook. I guess, do you have a website built out?
We just link everything through Facebook. So we have Lucier Group at Parker Properties on
Okay.
Awesome.
and then each one of us has our own Facebook pages as well for
Okay.
check
A
'em out.
primary phone number for folks to get in touch with you with.
Yeah, you can just call me. It's 940-393-9100 or
Okay.
email me at jared@jaredlucier.com.
And as my own personal testimony, again, I would say absolutely hire a real estate agent because your life's going to be a hell of a lot easier. You're going to be out of your property
Yeah.
with money
Yeah, for sure.
and a tax write-off at the end of the year.
Yeah, 10%.
Awesome. Yeah, 10%.
If you're doc, 10%. Well, it's been a great one. Thanks everybody for listening. We
Yeah.
enjoyed chatting with you guys. It's been one of the funnest ones that
heck
we've
yeah.
done so far. I
Yeah.
love it.
Thanks for having us.
Any
Yeah,
other
thank
closing
you.
thoughts from anybody? Suggestions? Places to eat?
Taco Bell over
Sweet
there.
tea.
You
I
got
Go
anything
on
else?
and
Sweet tea
on
to
about
find.
that subject.
I will say if we're talking about
Taco Bell's
places
about
to
to
eat,
blow up.
Torchy's Tacos. I do love Torchy's
I do
Tacos.
too.
Oh yeah, Roanoke.
Too
Yeah.
bad it's in Denton.
Surprisingly, I love the Democrat. Their tacos called the Democrat. It's one of the best
It
ones.
is. It's good.
That's a good
it really
one.
is.
See, you're not a full bigot.
He's like, I love their tacos. They're great.
They
Yeah.
are good.
And with that, I guess we'll call it a night. Thanks everybody for
All right.
listening. Check out the
Adios.
Lucier Group and tell everybody else that you know about us and them. Thanks for listening. Good night.
Yes, sir.
Good night. You've been listening to the Whiskey Bros Around the Table. Gracias por convivir con los hermanos Whiskey.